And we're live, everyone. You said you wanted to go live, Eric.
Yeah, because I'm back. If you actually checked out the opening of the show, yeah. Since Joe didn't want to change it. With his name. But,
in the holidays.
Yeah. Just saying, I'm not falling over anymore.
Oh. So, guys, question for you.
Uh-oh.
What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
Shoot.
They're in parasites. Or they're both parasites.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
he even screwed
I
his own
messed
joke.
up, yeah. but in honor of the weather we've had recently, how do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
I kind of want to know.
Wait for it.
Do
Wait.
you know?
Wait.
Do you know?
Oh, man. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
Yeah.
What?
You follow the Fresh Prince.
I was going to say something about Fresh Prince, but I just didn't.
I was trying to fit something
Not
about...
Prince. Prince.
No, I get it.
I was trying to figure out something to do with a rock. Or, like...
Yes.
And something about it getting skipped across or punched or...
Or slapped, you know.
Oh.
Oh, gosh. So, who are you?
I'm Joe.
I know who I am. I'm just... That hurt me. That just hurt my psyche. But I'm Eric.
And I'm James, JD, the third, and not a robot, not an artificial construct created by Joe to fill in a third spot.
Are you sure?
No, you just need to be me
Does
and
not
Joe's
compute.
Therapist. Can you do that? Can you pull that off?
Tell me more, Joe.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Does he have a car?
Sadly enough, somebody had just messaged me asking me if I was interested in some DVDs. And I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, possibly, if you got pictures. And so he sent a bunch of pictures, because I've done business with him before. And funny enough, one of the movie, he was like, yeah, it's, everything from Grease to...
Grease lightning.
Yeah. I can't remember, it just caught me off guard that he would say that. But yeah, that was one of the movies he's trying to sell. It's the Rydell edition of the movie.
Oh. Huh.
Like Walmart sells the Rydell edition that comes with the T-Bird jacket. So
I will say still, Walmart does have their good editions out there, good special editions. They had some special movies that Deadpool was in, or the Deadpool editions where he just was.
Yes. Do you understand how expensive those things are now?
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite one though was the Nicolas Cage editions, where literally it was just it was every Nicolas Cage movie, but it just was a blank expression version of him on every single DVD case.
Yeah, I can see that. I think of all the ones that they brought out, I think Fight Club was my favorite Deadpool one.
Ooh, that was it.
Yeah. But anyways, so guys, it's coming to an end.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You're starting to sound like Joe's favorite character, Mr. Ricard. All it's missing is a faceplant.
Oh.
But yeah, there it is. Thank you, Joe. Yeah. So 2023 is
Nigh.
it's already knocked on the door. It's literally trying to break in.
Just don't let it in. Don't let it in. Just don't allow it in. It's like a vampire.
So you really just want to be stuck in 2022 in the dumpster fire that was?
In that case, yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, come on in.
Come on in.
Invasion's not just a thing.
Here's my TV.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing good on it anymore anyway.
Here's an extra spare key to Joe's house.
No.
So yeah. So we are actually episode 65, the Urine Urine review?
Darn
I
it,
guess?
Joe. Darn it. I just noticed what you did there.
You're welcome for that.
Yeah.
So, I will say,
I think Joe's on his phone real quick, actually resetting his security device. So yeah, 2023 can't break into his house.
Did you change your password, Joe?
I'm staying in 22, damn it.
So, I do have to ask, before we get into the meat and potatoes,
Yeah.
how was your all's holiday? / weeks, since we didn't have an episode last week.
So it snowed,
Yeah.
and it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. I have stories on that end too.
It was. I went out and shoveled snow, salted driveway, shoveled snow, salted driveway, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Did you shovel for 30 minutes?
Yes.
That's 2.1 miles, buddy. You did it.
God. I no.
Eric, how was your 2
How
weeks?
was my holiday? And okay, so there's this movie with Jake Gyllenhaal called The Day After Tomorrow.
Was that a biography at this point?
Possibly. Yeah. I look at really, really bad apocalyptic movies that come out that usually just it would not, like, they never got theater releases. They were straight to DVDs. I believe that's kind of how the end of this year is gone. But as far as the holidays, I mean, obviously, I hope everybody out there that listens to us and our fans and everything like that, and just people in general, had good Christmases. That you got everything that you needed and wanted. I got surgery, and that's really all I had been asking for
Are you saying
all
that?
year long, just to get cut.
Is that the gift
Like,
that keeps on giving?
Possibly, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I hadn't been cut since I was in a gang, since I was like 4 years old. Why not cut me again? And it happened. So thanks, Satan Claus.
You didn't have surgery. You didn't get surgery. You gave the hospital an organ. You were Christmas for them.
Yeah. They wanted a piece. They wanted a piece, and I gave it to them. They got a piece of me.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, right. I really felt like Russell. Now I know what Russell Crowe felt like when Joaquin Phoenix fucking did that shit at the end of Gladiator. Like they have their dialogue with each other at the end of the movie just so he can shank him 3 times in the gut. I'm like, dude, I feel your pain, dude. Like,
Was there that long pause between you and the doctor afterwards?
I was out. I don't know. Like, they put me, like, the anesthesiologist came in and was just like, okay, we're gonna knock you out. We're gonna do all this fun stuff to you that you're not gonna know is happening until after the fact you wake up. So I had a whole bunch of to a roundabout way, an abridged version of this story is that I had an emergency appendectomy. So I had to get my appendix taken out. Something that usually you have appendicitis, as I was told in the hospital, you have it around youthful years, which I haven't been youthful in years, let me tell you. But like 10 to 15 years old, you'll have appendicitis and they take your appendix out. I just turned 40 and my appendix finally came out. Like, it was finally like, yeah, it knew better and didn't want to be with me anymore. So it was like, I'm going to leave you too. So it got its organ and jumped the hell out. So they told me, they were like, yeah, it's useless. There's no reason of having an appendix and everything. And I was like, okay. Because I was going to go the approach of just getting antibiotics and trying to just kind of keep it. And they were like, no, we can't promise you that it's not going to burst. You're not going to die. Or anything like that. They couldn't make these promises. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and get it out. So the good thing about it was literally a couple of hours before, like, it was out and I was released. I went from internal pain, like abdomen pain, like extreme abdomen pain, to outer pain, because that's what happens when hospitals cut you. They
You're not
stitched
wrong.
Back up, and there was just like, yeah, we're gonna catch it three ways. We're gonna make 3 incisions, and you're gonna have like cute little scars or whatever. So I'm like, yay, Merry Christmas to me. So, anyways, other than that, Christmas, like Joe said, it hasn't happened all year here to us, except for a couple of hiccups here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But the weather, like they weren't screwing around about the storm that we got. It was bad. So
I saw it coming from my workplace, seeing all the closures coming our way, and I was very scared of seeing all these closures coming our way. I was like, oh no.
you're right.
And whenever my supervisor comes up to me and says, hey James, you probably should just take your laptop home, just in case.
Yeah, but then didn't they sit there and turn right back around? They were like, hey, we need you to come in horrible weather.
They were getting to that point of like, hey, we might need help with this if you can, which later on, they were like, maybe not, luckily, because it did get worse.
Yeah. I didn't really, I pretty much kind of stayed, I was recuperating too, because I was in a lot of pain, and on a lot of medications and everything like that, but I didn't really get a chance to go out and see how batshit it can become when people try to get milk and bread.
Yeah.
Because of bad weather.
Mm-hmm. The rush before the storm. It's not a calm anymore. It's just a clusterfuck.
Oh, well, of course. They have to sit there and get their carts. I say not loosely, carts, plural.
Uh-huh.
It's not just one cart anymore. Like, they have to sit there and just... I think it's just them wanting to go out and just stockpile, and then when they get home and things clear up, they're like, oh, shit.
You have the literal equivalent of somebody putting their hand on one end of the aisle and then just going straight down the line, knocking it all into their cart.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And fuck anybody that gets in their way. That's a clothesline as well.
Now, see, that's where it kind of gets confusing, because I don't know if I actually had to go in for surgery at the hospital, or I just ended up in the hospital after somebody clotheslined me in a grocery store. And I got cut 3 times. But, that being said, your holidays, besides work, besides the weather and everything, did you get what JD's little heart desired?
So, I did get a few things that were going to help me out a bit with some of the walking stuff that I do.
Okay.
I got a brand new scale, measuring scale, or weight scale.
Gotcha.
So, I wanted one that was a little bit more specific. So, I got one of those ones that's connected to an app.
Okay.
So, it follows my weight, set up better. So, I can organize my information, and it will be a little bit more accurate based on height, weight, blood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So I'm kind of happy to get that. I got a couple of security things, surprisingly. I thought one thing that was kind of cool, my parents are kind of on a kick with getting odd supplies, I guess is the best way you could put it. So I got this really cool flashlight that I can put in my car that's solar powered. It's a solar powered, extremely bright LED. It has, because it's meant to be like a just in case of emergency flashlight.
Right.
So it has a cutter. So if I get stuck in my seatbelt, if something were to happen,
Right.
it has a cutter on it. It has a glass breaker on it as well, which
little metal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It has a side light with a flash and red flash. The main light has 2 gauges and a flash as well. It also has a compass in the side. And I can't remember what else was in that one, but I think there was something else added in it as well. But there's a lot of little nifty details in it. So I unfortunately haven't put it in my car yet.
Right.
So the purpose is defeated. But other than that, even though it was a repack, because I was wondering where I put it, but they wanted to put it something else under the tree that was bigger this year with all my niece's presents. They took my thing that I bought myself, which was the Lego Bowser,
Right.
and wrapped it on me, and I didn't notice it until I opened it and said, "Aw, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It's nice. I started building that. So the first part of it there that I sent a picture to both Joe and Eric was the base,
Right.
which is like a good old-fashioned Bowser's Castle design to it with the red rug and all that stuff. So I got King Bowser, and he's supposed to be huge. So the first 4 bags were just for the base. The other 22 bags are going to be for Bowser.
Right. Yeah, because I remember you sending the picture of like the actual outlook of what he's going to look like.
And the size chart.
Right.
And the book, the rules book for building him is about the size, half the size of like probably double the size of a normal magazine.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of rules to it. I'm terrified to start building it because it does have a lot of internal building to it. Because he's fully movable. Like you can move his feet, you can move his arms, you can move his head, you can blink his eyes, or not blink his eyes, but move his eyes. You can also open his mouth, and he has a fireball projectile that you can shoot, which is kind of funny. So I'm kind of excited to see how he ends up and everything. Also, if you've ever done anything with the Mario Legos at all, apparently they do have a Mario electronic character that you were able to build.
Okay.
A little itty bitty guy. But on most of the sets that they had for Mario, for that character, if you place him on certain spots of the map, it's like you can play a little level with each of them. Apparently this Bowser has some internal chips in it that you can, if you had that character, you could fight him, which was kind of cute, I guess.
Nice.
But the main thing is I kind of wanted just a big Bowser.
Right. I was going to say, because I don't really ever hear you say that. Like you're nervous to build it and stuff because you've built a lot.
Yes.
Sir.
So it's not, I don't know if it's the most technical thing I've built, I'm going to be building. I think the most technical thing I built was R2-D2.
I can see that.
It had a lot of rubber bands. It had a lot of what are those things called? It was it was like a short run that Legos did. And then they just kind of snuck into implementing some of their sets. It's like the gear systems, stuff like that they had.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name of it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think it was like connectables or something like that. It was like a bionicle type thing. But they've snuck it into their adult sets because they want to add some like moving pieces to their stuff. So that's what they did, is put pulleys and gears into the Legos, and you have to make sure you set these things up correctly. And they actually have a picture of like, it must look like this when it's finished, not like this when it's finished. So
the thought just came through my mind. If we were ever get famous with this, and we were to do deals with certain companies, I could totally see you talking to Lego and being like, I want my own JD Lego set. And have multiple people out there.
Why am I visualizing the Futurama episode of Bender making the statue with "Remember me"?
Yes. I don't know if Joe's got, anything that he would want to do or have, to kind of sit there and put out there, for fame or whatever. But yeah, definitely Lego set.
Coffee line.
Possibly, yeah.
Coffee line. I see Joe doing a coffee line.
I'm sorry, guys. Our audio is absolute trash right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix it. That's why I've got the earphones in.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Are we being heard at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
How echoey.
Yeah, and he sounds like an alien.
Oh
What do you
no.
mean?
Yeah.
You don't know anything human.
I hope it gets fixed up here soon. And we're just kind of keeping the entertainment going while we're getting these technical hiccups going.
Yes. Kind of like in the beginning of the show where you're like, this is JD, not a robot.
Beep,
Yes.
bop, boop.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Which people don't understand is everybody listening to us out there just hear our voices. I'm actually having to build him from the ground up right now, people.
Yes, he's got my instructional booklet. It's very technical.
It's like the Bible.
Yes.
the Bible of Jediism.
But no, I will say you were bringing up the weather about last week.
Right.
I will point out that our area is known for absurd weathers. It's kind of the Ohio Valley, is what they call that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting technical with the area, but the Ohio Valley has a wonderful weather pattern to it, where 1 second we're knee deep in snow, and then 2 days later it's sunny and normal-ish. And I don't understand it. It kind of happened this week. We still had snow at the beginning of the week. Monday, Tuesday, still heavy snow. It was still nasty looking. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, Wednesday rolled along, and I walk outside, and it's no...
it was in the 50s?
Yeah, it was no frost on my windshield. The snow was basically all but non-existent. It went from trying to take my dog out, and every time he walked outside, he made the noise I've never heard a dog make before of...
Right.
You're like, no, I don't want to go out here. To, oh, look, there's my grass again. I can go piss there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it actually kind of, for me, after the storm initially hit, and kind of laid down, what we were going to be, known to deal with for, like you said, for a couple of days and everything like that. Like, it was a very white Christmas as far as, like, mounds of snow. And then it started, like you said, when it started to kind of clear up, it turned into just black sludge and just nastiness of, it's just what happens. Now it kind of looks like Seattle. Like it's completely, the snow is, like you said, the snow is completely gone, but it's
kind of
gloomy and rainy.
And muggy, yeah.
Yeah.
The humidity went up. Like, I'm going to look at this real quick. My watch is telling me that the humidity level is like, I don't understand that. It says it's 97%. I don't think we're underwater.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I can take a breath outside and drown. But 97% humidity's kind of nasty, I guess. Either that or that's just a percentage. I hope that's just a percentage and not humidity.
All right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just percentage.
Yeah, I hope God.
Because I was, after seeing it today, like, when I woke up this morning and everything, I asked, like, what's the weather going to be like today? And it told me, and then cloudy was something that it kept emphasizing to me, and how it's supposed to, here in about 12 minutes, we're expecting rain. So...
Oh no!
That's gonna happen. So I'm sitting here really. I was extremely close to going somewhere and just buying a flannel shirt, just to counteract the weather.
Hold on, everyone. We will be right back. We won't stop streaming, but I'm gonna restart our microphones.
Okay, sounds great. Baba Booey, Baba Booey. Do you think there's an error with our... Hello, Clarice.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I miss talking. Hello, world. How are you? I'm back. It's me.
Can you talk?
I am talking. Testing. Testing. Bad? Good? Guy with the gun?
Talk.
I ate his liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti. You did that really too well, JD. I feel I'm scared to be sitting over here next to Hannibal.
Okay, we are a lot better than we were. Can someone out there tell us how it sounds?
Yes.
Good. A lot better than it was.
Who said that?
Green tea ecstasy.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, I guess we should get started here then.
Love that. We've been going for an hour, but guess we should get started.
Yeah, right.
We have a lot of articles. But first,
But first, there's more.
like our sponsor.
Hold on.
What's
hold
behind
on.
door number 3? Nothing!
Our sponsor.
You get nothing!
Hello, sponsor.
Sponsor?
Yes.
Yeah. Our sponsor?
Yes.
Our sponsor with the world's largest selection of audiobooks. If you're a fan of thrilling post-apocalyptic fiction, we have just the book for you. The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey is a must-listen.
Man, I listened to this through Audible. So here's the synopsis of this book. In a world ravaged by a deadly fungus, humanity's only hope is a small group of children who are immune to this infection. But these children are far from ordinary. They're hungry, ravenous, and wildly intelligent. One of them is Melanie, a young girl with a special gift that could save humanity. Follow Melanie and her fellow Hungries as they navigate a treacherous world filled with danger and discovery, with captivating storytelling and heart-pounding action. The Girl with All the Gifts is a novel you won't be able to put down.
In a world. Don't miss out on this exciting tale. Get The Girl with All the Gifts.
That's hard to say.
Yes. On Audible today using audibletrial.com/podsquad1.
The number.
The number 1. Because we are number 1. And immerse yourself in a world unlike any other.
Thanks,
Audible.
Audible. In a world.
Number 1.
Slayer.
Our sponsor.
The power of the docks. So how we want to get this off? We are in the story.
I don't know. Are you ready, player 1?
I figured we talked about John Carmack.
Oh, good
Yeah.
old John Carmack.
Yeah.
For people that don't know John Carmack, he is a very well-known game designer who moved to his new consulting role with the Oculus back in 2019. I know a little bit about John Carmack. I went to QuakeCon down in Dallas for a few years, and he usually did a speech during those years, like a seminar speech.
So you went to QuakeCon with John?
Yeah. Yeah. So... Damn it.
Eric's head shaking makes it all the worth it.
So, one of his big claims to fame, from what I will say, was he was one of the big people for Doom, and I think he did some stuff with. I would like to say he did some stuff with Wolfenstein, but his big fame was the Doom franchise. Was doing stuff in the Doom franchise, doing some innovations. And he was always the person that did some crazy stuff that they showed off during these convention seminars. For example, one that I do know off my head was during one QuakeCon. He was talking about the game, I think it was Rage, is what it was called. It was kind of a weird post-apocalyptic, kind of reminded me of, I guess, kind of a Mad Maxy world scenario. Darker Borderlands. The game wasn't amazing, unfortunately. But one of the things that he showed off was, at that time when it came out, he put this game on a web or on a mobile device, which back in the day for Rage, which was 2000 and I would like to say 2010, 2009. You know how phones were back in that point. You know, putting a Xbox 360 style game on a mobile device.
Right.
And having it run at least 30 frames per second. It wasn't the full game, obviously, but he was able to put a working portion of this game on the phone. So, he was part of the Oculus stuff with Meta. And apparently he left a couple weeks back. And from what they're getting, he was really upset with the Facebook progress on AR and VR.
Yeah.
So you're saying he was enraged?
Yeah. Yes, he was enraged.
His rage is all meta.
Yes. He thinks that this project might be doomed. God, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
No. But he literally...
Just pull a 360, okay? Get yourself out of that. Just do a 360. Not a 180, just a 360.
Do a twirl. Woo!
Yes.
But he was openly critical of the progress of the AR and VR, down to the point where he said during his exit note, he urged the company to give a damn about it.
Yep. Make a product that you give a damn about.
Mm-hmm. He was very weary because again, he probably was giving out as much stuff as he could give about this information, about like stuff that they could do to make it better, and he felt like he was talking to a brick wall.
Yep. I mean, more like a robot.
A lizard man?
Yeah.
You're talking about our good buddy?
Yeah.
But a name not given. But the Zuck.
Suck a Zuck.
But he said in his leaving statement, I have my own startup to run, but the fight is still winnable. He had in his note, maybe it's possible to get there by just plowing ahead with current practices. That there is plenty of room for improvement. Make better decisions and fill your products with give a damn.
Yeah.
As in, do something.
Right.
Okay, so I was wrong about the Wolfenstein franchise as well. He was part of the Quake franchise.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Which is another pretty innovative game within the multiplayer industry. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope for the best on it, but at the same time, I haven't really touched my headset lately. That I got, the Oculus.
Yeah.
Because
we need to get on there and play.
We do need to get on there and play again. I'm just really afraid to do the update. Because there's a huge update.
Oh, no. I think I did the update.
I haven't done it yet. I'm scared to do the meta update. I don't want to enter the Zuck.
Right.
The Zuckverse. The Suckverse. But
yeah, and it even says here that, a quote from him, it pains me to hear people say they don't even get their headset out to show off at the company because they know it's going to be a mess of charging and updating before they can make it do something cool.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like every time I pull that thing out,
yeah, it's got an update.
There's a 30-minute update. Like the last time we tried to play. We had fun, but you know what we had to deal with?
An update.
And then I had to restart the entire headset and do a full fresh restart because...
And didn't that happen in the middle of a game?
Yes, it crashed.
Yeah, the game crashed. And
the game crashed and my OS crashed.
Yeah.
And I had to do a full-on update, like reboot update.
See, this is why I enjoy retro gaming.
I miss my NES.
Yeah, because there was never an update.
Well, the update.
Well, the update back in the day, the update was you bought a brand new system.
Right.
It was the newest system that was on the market. Now you have to sit there when you buy a game, and I love the games like for PlayStation 4, and of course I play on my PlayStation 5, Red Dead Redemption 2. Mm-hmm. But it's funny when you get the game and you open it up, there's an installation disc and an actual game disc. And it's kind of like, what are you doing to me? Really? Really? Come on,
I'm
dude.
scared
What
of
happened to when you would just buy a game?
And there was one disc.
Pop it in. Well, not even one. I'm not even talking about this could be cartridge.
Well, yeah, cartridge.
But you would take it home, and I know it's a far-fetched idea now, you know, with technology and everything, but you would rent it from a store when those things exist. But you would sit there and get it home. You would, unpackage it from the store, or you would rent it or whatever like that. You would get home, you'd put it in your system, and you'd press the power button.
Yep.
I know it's far-fetched. I know it's a ridiculous idea that would have never worked, but it did And still does. if
It
you have
just
retro.
worked.
Yeah. Like one of our friends, Martin, is actually playing Sonic right now. Another game you could just take out of the case, pop it in the old power slot, turn on the power, and the game started playing. You didn't have to wait for a 6-day
Eric,
update.
my cartridge isn't working.
Yeah, no, that's probably because it was
Do I need to take it out and like blow the section of it?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, that actually ruins the game worse.
Oh man, Kid Me was dumb.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's actual cartridges that have been run over by a car that work better than fucking games today. Okay.
He's not wrong.
No. Again, you all were just stating it.
Gold Zelda.
In your Oculus. How much did you pay for your Oculus?
200?
Really?
250.
So you paid for a $200 headache?
Yeah.
Because as you said it, you both agreed. The last time you played, the game crashed. Because the updates.
And the bad part is my favorite game, and now this isn't on Oculus, this is completely on the developer themselves.
Bethesda.
Yeah. Who developed that?
Which one?
Eric's gonna make fun of me for this. The Starfleet, the
Ubisoft.
Star Trek one. Yeah,
Ubisoft.
yeah. So they created
totally
this
not
one where
hard.
it's
They're
bridge
Ubisoft.
captain, and you play as the bridge crew.
Yep. And
Yeah.
hilarity ensues.
Yeah, and it's a blast. It's fantastic.
Did you have to
Until
wait
it's
for
not.
did you have to wait for like a 26-hour update before you could actually play it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But whenever we got to play, it was hilarious and fun.
Well,
and
so until it glitches out, because if you are, so it's of course crossplay compatible. People playing on other headsets using computers instead of the Oculus
PlayStation.
or PlayStation or Xbox, whatever's out there, can use their headsets as well. So it's crossplay basically, and their headsets work just fine. But whenever an Oculus 2 headset joins, it fucks your shit up.
But it can't handle the other crossplay.
If Oculuses are playing, no problems.
Yeah.
I kind of will say that I think that's why some of the things I messed with, like there was a social chat system on there called VR Chat.
Yeah.
It didn't allow you to get on certain PC things. And if a PC user popped into your server and had a PC,
shit up.
well, if it had a PC avatar, they defaulted them. So, like, there are some PC avatars that were in that game. I put that in parentheses. That couldn't be played with your headset with the Oculus because it would be too technical for them. Because, PC.
Right.
Well, here's my thing with the Oculus. Like, I've seen you bring over yours, JD, and we all enjoyed that Oculus. I've seen Joe with his, and everything like that. Playing the Oculus, like, I get being a video game fan. I get the reasoning behind it, but I will say that the best times I've had viewing an Oculus is the ones on Fail Army on YouTube where people destroy their TVs. I've had to sit there and walk around with Joe as he was playing his Star Trek-y Oculus game to where he wouldn't run into shit.
That was actually Star Wars that I was playing then.
Okay, well,
I will say,
that's the funniest thing. Like,
the most enjoyment I ever saw Joe play a VR headset was when I brought my PlayStation cord mess that was a VR over.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like they numbered the cords and it was in double digits.
oh yeah.
But whenever I got it all hooked up, I placed the holy crown of the PlayStation VR on Joe's head and booted up Skyrim.
Yeah, right.
And it was literally like I'm sitting here and talking with his wife, and I'd say, "Okay, Joe, it's time to put it up." He's like, "No, I don't want to leave."
I mean, I think that was exactly my
But
words.
you could see, like if you looked underneath the headset, you could see the tears streaming down his face.
Well, that's just because he used to be an adventurer. Then he took an arrow to the knee, and it was over. So
Called work.
yeah, right. Well, no, that's. I mean,
Welcome to adulting.
No.
with the Oculus, like we've already said our disdain for it and everything like that, and another thing being is that I didn't mean to go on a rant about updates and everything like that, but that's how it's gotten with games now. Like I miss just being able to put a cartridge or a disc in and not have to worry about updates. But now you have to sit there if you're really psyched to play the newest game that's out or whatever. You have to, you already have to sit there and account for the time that it's going to need to update when you get it home to play. Now, my point is Joe is really big into Star Wars Squadrons. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if it has a horrible update or, where you have to load a bunch of stuff up. Because I really, I was going to say...
Just a horrible opening update.
The joke about it, though, is like watching him play, I saw him play one, he was actually on Twitch playing the game and everything like that. He went live and everything, and I had seen him, and it just kept repeating because he went out, he would zoom around for a little bit, he'd kill 2 things, and then he'd blow up. And then he would go into the same thing, zoom around a little bit, blow up. And I'm like, I don't know if he's fucking with me or what. But that's one of those games when you watch the gameplay, it's amazing gameplay, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't account for a 30-hour update where you have to sit there and you're like, I really can't wait to get this home and play it. You get it home, you realize the update, you won't be able to play it for until the next day.
For free.
Right. But some people will actually, Skyrim, for instance.
Yeah.
People will buy the game, be so psyched, but they have to wait a day before they can actually play it.
So, okay. In concept, it was good, right? So, they wanted to get... Games were getting so large that it was hard to fit them on just one single disc.
Yep.
Or 2 discs. And so, instead of making you sit there and have a CD binder for one game... They gave you an install disc, which is basically a verification disc that you have the game, right? And I'm talking as far as PC goes.
Right.
And this was the start before it all, right? Now, then you go from that to you buy it all digital via Steam or Epic Games or whatever have you. But then they've taken advantage. Oh, shit. We can just push downloads through these services. We can do updates. And I mean, and who cares how long it takes, how big it is, and how it messes with our customer base,
right?
Because they've already bought it.
That's true.
I have to bring this up because you're talking about install how much these games when you get them, how much has changed. So I have to pull up this coming year. Soon, they are releasing the Diablo 4 game.
Yeah.
So one thing with Blizzard lately is if you get a physical copy of the game, for example, you buy the WoW Collector's Edition, you get the Collector's Edition item, you open that thing up. I haven't gotten one in a while, but from what I've been told, you open it up, has all this nice stuff, and a piece of paper with an install code.
Yep.
No more disc anymore.
Nope.
So they are one-upping themselves with the Diablo 4 limited edition collector's box, $96.66, which includes a double-sided electric candle of creation, a cloth map of sanctuary, an occult mouse pad, a pin of the Herodrum, a 2-matted fine art print, I'm not giving the size, a Diablo 4 collector's edition art book available for pre-purchase starting December 15th from the Blizzard Gear Store via select retailers in Australia and New Zealand. Limited edition of 50,000. Please note, no game included in the box. Game must be purchased separately. Can I finish?
Gotcha.
What the fuck do you mean the game isn't?
That's just for collectors.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And then I shall pull up the game, the digital game.
You know what's sad?
You don't even get the slip of paper in there with the game code on it?
You don't even get the game code.
No, you just get all the nice little...
I don't give a shit about that.
You're buying $96 of swag, baby.
Yep.
I want the fucking game.
Now, being like a retro collector and everything like that, like I see what they're doing. I get that because I have a lot of friends who are Diablo fans and have been.
No,
since the
fuck
first
you.
game.
You're the reason why we're in this goddamn mess.
Yeah, but we will buy.
Go to hell.
We will buy the special edition, and then when they include the game eventually, it's all going to come together for one lump sum.
And this is where they get you. You ready? You're ready?
I want the Ultimate Edition. How much is the Ultimate Edition?
You can buy 3 versions of the digital game. There's the standard edition for $69, nice. Edition $99. There's the digital deluxe edition. That's $89.99. Or
give me the ultimate.
The ultimate edition.
Yeah.
That's $99.99.
What does the ultimate edition come with?
Oh,
it's just.
You would like to know, will you, my good consumer?
As I look suspiciously.
So you get Diablo 4 for the Battle.net. Battle.net not included. I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
About to throw
this website literally, like with the 3 versions of the game, looks like when you do your taxes, and it tells you all the check marks of shit that you can get and what you can't. It's the same thing.
Open beta early access. The Lightbearer mount, which I guess is an in-game mount. The Diablo 3.
No, they're gonna give you a horse in real life.
The Diablo 3 Inarius wings and Inarius Murloc pet. Murloc is a thing from WoW or Warcraft. The World of Warcraft Amalgam of Rage mount.
This isn't Diablo, right?
No, they actually are putting stuff in other games in this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is for Diablo, though.
Yes, this is for buying this version of the game.
Yep.
Oh, so you... What if you don't play that shit?
Good job, you got it.
You got swag.
Who gives a goddamn fuck?
I'm not finished.
Well, here's the thing, real quick.
You remember their phone app?
Didn't they actually used to sit there like? Was it on WoW? Was it on WoW where you could actually like if you got a special, like you're playing the game or whatever, and you got like a weapon. And I'm completely ripping this. If it sounds familiar, it's because I'm ripping it off Big Bang Theory. But like they're playing online, Sheldon gets the sword or whatever like that, and you can go. eBay. Okay, so this might be why they're doing this.
Well, actually, that is making fun of Battle.net because Diablo 3, when it came out, had a real money auction house.
Yep.
I actually got money from that once.
Yeah.
It's funny. I got $60 from a digital mace. And I still got some of the money off my Battle.net. I just can't fucking do anything with it.
So whose fault is this really, Joe? Mine or his? Whose?
Yours.
It's Blizzard's fault. Let's be fair. I'm not finished yet, Joe.
Yeah.
It comes with, remember the phone app, Diablo Immortal, that we made fun of?
Fuck.
It comes with the Umber Weekend Darkness Cosmetics set.
Yes.
Who gives
Say
a
that
fuck?
in one sentence.
Up to 4 days early access to Diablo 4, the Temptation mount, the Hellborn Carapace mount, armor, and really? So no. So the premium seasonal battle pass unlock because they had to put a battle pass.
Don't you do it? Don't do it.
They have a battle pass, but wait.
There's more.
It doesn't come with the Ultimate Edition. It comes with the Digital Deluxe Edition only. Yeah, look. You see what I'm saying? Look, it's not even on the $99 one.
Nope.
That shit,
they give you so much more. So much more.
an accelerated seasonal battle pass unlock, including the premium seasonal battle pass unlock, plus 20 tier 10, 20 skips and cosmetics, blah, 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 blah. And
Joe
Joe
has left the building.
Yeah, see, this is the messed up part, is the fact that there's a lot of my friends who actually will buy Diablo just to play the game. And then I have those friends of mine who want all of the fixins, like all of the special edition Diablo stuff, because they, like you said, they enjoy the swag.
What makes me sad is I probably would have gotten it if it wasn't for the fact that the game's not fucking included with it.
Yeah, true.
gosh.
Just imagine all the resellers. That's what I have to look at. They'll buy all the special edition, like swag stuff. They'll immediately go to eBay, and they will start putting stuff up being like, hey, here's that special edition Diablo game with the Ultimate Edition included with it. And then you look at the price, and it's probably over $500.
Well, and then you
For
get it,
everything.
and someone's actually already claimed all the prizes.
Yeah, right. I definitely see codes being sold on eBay for when somebody actually gets the game or whatever.
You're
They're
bringing
like,
up
why
all.
can't I use this?
You're bringing up this stuff, and like, there's the bot situation. I actually attempted to join the. There was the Game Awards a couple of weeks ago,
Right.
and I joined up for the Game Awards to try to do a thing through Steam. Apparently, if you were watching it through Steam, it recognized your account, and it would put you in a raffle that every minute they would call out a name, and that person got a Steam Deck, which is the handheld like a Switch, but was for Steam.
Okay.
That could run games like Elden Ring and stuff like that. It was basically a little mini pocket PC, and it was cool. But I noticed
Pocket what?
a pocket PC. Yes.
Stop it.
Stop. Bad Joe. But yeah, there was a couple of names that popped up in there that looked very botty. And they tried to do something to fix it. I told you about this one, Joe. You had to have spent like $15 to get into this. You know, at least that whole year, $15
Yeah.
on that account. Which, if you have Steam, it's not super hard to spend $15. Steam sells. But
Yeah, right.
But you brought up updates, Joe.
Updates?
Yes. Let's talk about a certain update in a company.
Oh, Elon?
Yeah, good old Elon.
Mr. Musk?
Mr. Musk.
Yeah, so apparently Elon's tired of running Twitter.
You don't,
Right.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. And so I don't know what the exact tweet was they originally sent, but he essentially put out there that he was phasing himself out. Mr. Beast comes back and replies to him saying, "Can I be the new Twitter CEO?" Elon replies back, "It's not out of the question." It got 443.2 thousand likes.
I mean, so here's the thing. I haven't watched much of Mr. Beast.
Oh, I have.
I've heard great things about him. He seems like a nice guy. From
His
what-
staff says he's a jerk.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So some of his previous staff had said he's kind of overbearing, but they made a huge career off of it afterwards. So just from being on the show. So.
Yeah. So, if anything, he's a good face.
Right.
And he does do good charity, from what I've always seen.
Well, you know where he gets all that, how he's able to do
Oh
that,
yeah.
right?
Oh no. That's
Sponsors!
yeah. Sponsors, and it
Yeah.
works.
Right.
He made a living off of his sponsors.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally now has a Fortnite skin.
Right. I still love his story, though, where he quit college, didn't tell his parents he was doing his YouTube channel and editing and everything else out of the back of his car in the college parking lot after he had already quit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now he might be the Twitter CEO.
Right. Who knew?
But I feel like
Man, I made a big mistake in life. I didn't quit college.
Darn it.
Right.
Fuck.
I could have been someone.
I spent 2 years in college, and all I got was this bachelor's degree.
You dick. I spent 4 years in college. I only got
Hey.
this associate's degree.
I got my bachelor's. It was 2 years, but it was 4 years crammed into 2 years. It sucked.
Oh, God,
I
no.
literally had a final every month.
Why? Why would you do that?
It hurt. It hurt. I feel pain.
I don't think you do. This is why he is the way he is. This is why we call him serial killer JD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all already dead.
In your mind, yes.
Yes. You're all just figments of my imagination.
It is,
Well, just think about it. The final every month and everything like that. Eventually, he was going to snap anyways. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he did specifically ask if he could be the new CEO, and Musk said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's give it a try. I mean, honestly, I don't think he could do any worse. With how successful his YouTube channel is, now that's not saying much because Elon,
It was Tesla.
right. But
Tesla in the space.
Space Tesla.
Starlink.
that's the thing about Musk, though, is like he came in first day of Twitter and fired everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So
He came in with
kind
a
of-
kitchen sink.
Yeah, he threw everything plus the kitchen sink at him.
He fired the guy that can lock them out.
Yeah,
That guy locked them out.
Oops.
I'm just saying.
but I mean, he's the only. Musk enjoys being a celebrity. Let's not twist this.
So does Mr.
Like,
Beast.
right, but
Right.
you want to sit there and kind of have, like, I guess, a close group of people that have that celebrity power, I guess.
The difference between Musk and Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast is a popular face.
Right. Well, not only that, but Mr. Beast has created something out of himself from scratch.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas Musk, everyone's like, anybody can be like, well, no, he literally was born into money.
Well, which
You
one
know
would
his
you...
hair is fake?
I could see that.
Go look up Elon Musk in his 20s.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
He is completely, yeah.
So I got to say with this real quick, you got to weigh this a little bit. Elon Musk, he's a CEO.
Yeah.
He is a big time. That's all he's been. Is big money, big money, big
But he
money.
doesn't know how to run anything. His whenever he took over SpaceX,
Yes.
there are people that have said half of the time we had to go around to Elon to get done what we needed to get done and convince him that it was his idea.
That sounds about right.
And that's the only way they got anything done was to convince him it was his idea.
I mean, there is a popular video whenever they unveiled the Tesla truck.
Where he
And
smashes the window out. Yeah.
yes, where he was sitting there and saying like, the windows are indestructible. Proceeds to shatter
Window,
the
yeah.
window.
Ow.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Mr. Beast, like you said, he couldn't make it worse. If
Right.
anything, he has the sponsor push. That he
Right.
has the advertising funds on that end. Like, he takes over, he has all these people there just like, oh yeah, we'll definitely help you out.
Yeah. And he knows how to direct people
Yeah.
to do what they, what's going to be best for the company. And so that might be the turning point for if this actually happens.
And I will sit there and say as well, and as I'm not going to sit there and say Elon Musk doesn't know how to do this, which it sounds like he kind of doesn't at this point.
He doesn't.
Mr. Beast, his background being a YouTuber, the editing side and everything like that, he has editors and stuff like that. He used to do his own editing, so he knows how to do it somewhat.
Yeah.
Like you said and stated.
Right.
He would be able to help a little bit in some of this stuff.
Yeah. Some of it.
Some of it, which is better than none of it.
Right.
He wouldn't fire the person that would lock him out of his own workplace, I would hope not. But, yeah, I don't know. I would be okay with this.
Eric, what's your fan theory?
What, as far as Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
I mean, as you all were saying, with, the villain being Musk right now, and Mr. Beast trying to join up, like, it's just weird. You have like an anti-hero and like
Who would
regular
play,
hero.
Who would play which one? Would he be? Would Musk be Deadpool?
Musk
or
would be.
Would Musk be
Wolverine.
Wolverine?
I want to say neither. I think Musk would be Professor X because he looks a lot like Patrick Stewart, or eventually. But who knows? I will say that, as you were saying, fan theory, they're probably going to team up like these next two people. But Hugh Jackman has confirmed a major Deadpool 3 fan theory.
Yes.
So let's just look at that under a magnifying glass. A fan theory.
Right.
I'm going to emphasize that and underline it like 6 times with my 3 claws.
Is that just a theory?
A fan theory.
A food theory. Totally getting sued.
Probably. But with the fan theory being, and some fan theories have actually worked out and been very, very, very awesome. A lot of movie companies have actually taken the fan theory and kind of touched on it a little bit. But Hugh Jackman confirmed in a new interview that Deadpool 3 will not unravel the events of 2017's Logan, thanks to Marvel's flexibility in timelines, hinting at the possibility that time travel will play a key part in the new film.
And I see that because of Deadpool 2.
Correct. And plus, there was also the... we don't really like to talk about those.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about the Foxmen or whatever series.
Yeah.
But in Days of Future Past, being one of my favorite stories in the comics, they royally fucked that up. Badly. Letting Kitty Pryde actually send Wolverine back in time. And it's kind of like, what are you doing? What? Stop that. Stop. Like, no. But then Deadpool 2, as you said, Cable had a device that could actually send him back and forth in time. So, I mean, if anybody was going to steal it from somebody, why not Wolverine?
Yep.
Or Hugh Jackman. But, anyways, it's all because of the device they have in the Marvel world of moving around timelines. Again, Cable's device. Jackman told SiriusXM, now we can go back because you know it's science.
Science!
That's your major thing. So I don't have to screw with Logan's time or with Logan timeline, which was important to me, and I think probably to the fans too. Yeah.
I like crossovers. You don't have to explain it.
I wasn't a fan of Logan. Now I get over time, people have sit there and be like, they found new likings for Logan, and you know, it's one of those movies that people have said a lot will get better with time.
Mm-hmm.
As far as just an overall good story arc. Yeah, not for me. No. Like, that was one of those movies where I was watching it, I'm like, holy what the just happened there? Like, why would that happen?
You're not going to like the last part of this paragraph, then.
Oh, I'm getting ready. My emotions are dead. Jackman is gearing up to return as Wolverine alongside Ryan Reynolds. Merc with a mouth in Deadpool 3.
I'm
set
happy.
to hit theaters in November of 2024.
Please hurry.
The move to bring back Jackman came as a surprise to most fans due to the events of Logan. That film, directed by James Mangold, saw Jackman's Wolverine come to a grisly end. Because, you know, never mind. Impaled on a tree and unable to heal during adamantium poisoning.
Yep.
Just let that, if you're a comic book fan out there like
But
I am, just let that set in.
His bones were made of... Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And the messed up part is, what people don't really like to sit there and talk about is the fact that a much younger version of him killed him. That's how he met his demise. He fought himself. What the fuck? Seriously?
So I have to add, I got to add into this as well. Didn't in the actual like comic of Old Man Logan, it wasn't like the adamantium issue. It was just he was getting fucking old.
Yeah.
And his healing factor was starting to wear out.
Yeah, he was starting to become humanized.
Yeah, that was supposed to be, in my opinion, the better way of doing that. Of just, Oh, I'm too old for this shit.
Well, see, the other thing that a lot of people don't ever talk about is the fact that, yes, he was indestructible for the most part. But with the little girl being X-23, essentially that was the character of X-23. She was the one in one of the comic books later on, was the one that almost killed Wolverine. She was the closest to doing it. But a lot of people don't bring this up in movies, is the fact that if she would have taken a handful of salt, or I'm sorry, sand, not salt, my bad, sand, cut Wolverine at the throat, pour the sand in, he wouldn't heal. I know, shocking, right? Mind-blowing. No, you're going to have yourself come back in and be like, I'm going to impale you. I'm going to poison you by something that nobody ever has fucking talked about, ever.
They kind of threw out that part of the healing factor out the window, that issue.
Yeah.
Whenever he popped the bullet out of his head in X-Men 1, was it?
2.
2? It was 2?
It was 2.
Yeah.
The send-off to the renowned actor was as perfect as it can be. Nope. But Jackman still isn't ready to hang up the claws. I will say it this way. Hugh Jackman did, at first when I saw him portray Wolverine in X-Men 1, in the Foxman universe, or whatever, I'm like, eh.
The Foxiverse?
Yeah. Magneto made him look like a bitch, but it's kind of like, as the movies progressed, I can't see anybody else playing Wolverine but Hugh Jackman.
Right.
Yeah.
So he did kind of turn me onto that whole character base, that arc, and everything. But I also enjoy the fact of what they've hinted around at. This could be another, a bunch of fans got together and started a rumor, because that's essentially all Hollywood is one giant rumor mill. But I do enjoy the fact that he is coming back in Deadpool 3. I'm extremely excited about that. But they've also talked in the rumor mill that when Hugh Jackman is done and actually does hang up said claws, they're talking about giving it a little bit of time and bringing him back into the Marvel Universe, the MCU, as a villain.
I'd like that.
That would be interesting.
I can see that. He would...
I'll just bring him back as Sabretooth.
I would definitely like to see him, because they hinted around it in one of the X-Men movies, the Essex group, which was Mr. Sinister's villain group.
Yeah.
But they never showed Mr. Sinister.
You know the
He never
perfect-
came back in. Hugh Jackman would look at it.
You know
he'd
the
look
perfect
at
villain,
Mr.
the perfect
Sinister.
villain that he could play as would be a Spider-Man villain.
Tiny Man?
No, I could see him as a older Craven.
But see, they've already mentioned that Craven is getting made.
Yep.
So I have to see the actor that they've casted as he plays Craven before I would ever sit there and say
Yeah,
it.
that
But
is
I can see
true.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I see him as he could play a really good Craven, like an older, sophisticated hunter type version of Craven.
Right. Who smokes cigars and
Yeah.
yeah.
He would be
has bone claws. Why did you screw shit up in Origins? See, okay, so here's my thing. Here's my dilemma. I didn't like Logan, but I loved Wolverine Origins. So the movie that everybody gave shit to, I actually enjoyed. The movie everybody enjoys, I give shit to.
It's
So
okay.
It's a constant funnel of just bullshit.
It's okay. Deadpool killed the worst part of X-Men Origins. If I'm thinking you're talking about the X-Men Origins Wolverine, not the
Oh, yeah.
okay. Yeah, he shot himself in that. If you go by Deadpool 2.
Yes, because it was, yeah.
He fixed the timeline. It's
He
all
did.
good. And then proceeded to shoot Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Yeah, just cleaning up storylines. But like one of my favorite parts in Wolverine Origins is the very end after the credits. You see after his head got decapitated and he falls down the giant, funnel or whatever. He sits there and opens his eyes. You realize that he's not dead, and he puts his hand, like his mouth has been cut open, so he can talk. And you just kind of see his finger go over his mouth and go shh. Or whatever. I'm like, that's awesome. I thought that was a very good lead up to the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
The other thing about Wolverine Origins was my second all-time favorite character was actually presented in that movie. They just made him into a bitch. which would have been Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the only other movie that you've ever seen Gambit portrayed, or the only actual movie that Gambit was ever portrayed in that. And not saying anything bad about the actor that played him, he was just written into a storyline that made no sense. They were bringing in characters that had extremely small parts in the comics. Mm-hmm. Like the guy that works at the carnival that can control light fixtures and everything. That was played by the dude that was in Lord of the Rings. He was one of the hobbits.
Yeah.
And Sabretooth kills him off and everything like that. But if you go back and look at the comic book, he was a giant rooster. That's what that guy was. Now, I'm not saying that the dude from Lord of the Rings wasn't a giant rooster. But why would you make him look that way? I mean, come on. But, anyways, to finish up the story, back in September, Ryan Reynolds revealed in a social media post that Jackman would, in fact, be returning as a character. Which, right there, all of the previews, all of the trailers they came up with, awesome. Jackman would be, in fact, returning as the character, fulfilling a crossover that the two actors have had in mind for some time now. And no X-Men Origins Wolverine doesn't count. It should, damn it. Reynolds, too, also clarified that whatever happens in Deadpool 3 will not negate the events of Logan. Logan takes place in 2029. He explained, totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan.
Not touching that.
Not touching that.
Okay.
Not much is known about Deadpool 3 apart from Jackman's appearance, but the new film will surely mark a shift in the MCU. It appears that the film will likely see a version of Wolverine that fans haven't met before. Whether that means a Wolverine from another universe or a Wolverine before 2029's death remains to be seen. Either way, the possible some time-traveling hijinks may ensue.
I'm hoping that they hit that point where Wolverine is hit full not give a shit mode.
I mean, if they actually break the fourth wall and actually are like, yeah, you were in the Fox cinematic universe, he's going to be like, yeah, I don't give a shit anymore. After how he was portrayed in the Foxmen, like, I wouldn't give a shit anymore.
I'm waiting for all the Logan jokes.
Probably.
I mean, they literally started Deadpool 2 with a Logan joke.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Wolverine and fuck Logan.
I just liked in the very first Deadpool when he was sitting there on the top of the bridge. He was like, I know, right? My own movie? What person did I have to suck off to get this? And it was like, he talks about an Australian actor who has a nice set of, I can't remember exactly what the line was, but it was basically a Crocodile Dundee joke or whatever. Smooth Criminals. He had a nice set of Smooth Criminals. And now he's saying it isn't in an Australian accent. So, of course, he's making fun of Hugh Jackman. This banter between them two has been going on for years now.
Out of the Deadpool stuff, there is a running gag on Ryan Reynolds and on Hugh Jackman's Twitter.
Oh, God, yeah.
And their YouTubes where they just love to shit talk each other.
My favorite YouTube video to watch was a X-Men
the reunion.
Zoom call reunion. You had Patrick Stewart, you had Ian McKellen, you had Famke Johnson, you had Halle Berry and everything. All of a sudden, Ryan Reynolds pops in. And he's like, hey guys, and you sit there and see Ian McKellen, he zaps off. Patrick Stewart, he disappears. Halle Berry's trying her hardest to stay on. She finally just disappears. Like, everybody from X-Men as the reunion starts logging off, and Hugh Jackman's left, and he's like, okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine reunion. And you see Liv Schreiber, the guy that played Sabretooth, pop on. He's like, yeah, let's do it. And then Hugh Jackman logs off. And I'm like, I would have preferred to see that reunion than I would have seen the X-Men reunion. Just because of that. They've even had things where they've actually talked about it. I think it was LAD or LAB Bible or whatever. It's one of the things that has certain videos that they show.
Yeah.
But they had a interview with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds where they were supposed to both say nice things about each other.
Nope.
And do videos talking about what they do outside of their career, like how they help go to hospitals and see patients and everything like that. Ryan Reynolds was actually, his video was heartfelt to Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was just like, I hate Ryan Reynolds. And then after the preview's over and stuff, he's like, I didn't think we were really being serious about this. I thought it was just one joke. He's like, sorry, aviation gin sucks or whatever. And just, he was like, who actually has Mint Mobile? Like, nobody that I know actually has Mint Mobile. Like, nobody uses your crappy services. Wow. And Ryan Reynolds is just kind of looking at me, he's like, you dick. Why would you? It would be kind of like a conversation if me and Joe had to say something nice about each other.
Fuck you.
Yeah, see?
I mean, hell,
Joe is an amazing father and awesome person to be around, and Joe's just said what he
Eric
said.
tries not to get diabetes.
See?
damn.
Right. So everybody kind of realizes what it is like for Ryan Reynolds
Don't
and Hugh
stroke
Jackman.
out on me.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, didn't during like Hugh Jackman, he had like was it the Emmys? I can't remember. They had like a big special thing for Hugh Jackman coming up on stage and getting like some special award. I can't remember what award ceremony it was for. Mm-hmm. But during the award ceremony, Reynolds like did a stream bomb on the projector screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Just like, oh man, congratulations. Sorry I can't be there. I didn't really want to be there anyway.
Right.
But by the way, happy birthday.
Yep, saying birthday to him. Wow. I'm just saying, so we've established the fact that Joe hates me. But it's kind of like we look at it as a Hugh Jackman Ryan Reynolds thing. Like the same thing we get. The only thing that I would really I kind of wonder about this sometimes. It's kind of crossed my mind. Say that something happens in the Deadpool 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Say that they're on a ship and it's sinking.
Yes.
Would Wolverine, even though there was plenty of room on a door, would he save Deadpool's life? Would he bring him up on the door?
Well, talking about people who hate other people. James Cameron apparently really fucking hates Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, who doesn't?
So, James Cameron conducted a scientific study to prove that Jack had to die in Titanic. So, in the movie Titanic, spoilers for a movie that took place
back in the 90s.
Yeah, and spoilers for another big event. The Titanic sinks. Gasp, shock, awe.
Who would have known?
So, in the movie, the protagonists, Jack and Rose, fight against the odds to survive as this Titanic sinks into the Atlantic. Having fought off an angry fiancé, escaped from an underwater cage. I love how those are just right there in this. And clinging to a hull as it sinks, the two find that they are defeated by one hurdle, a door, and some space. Some goddamn space, Arthur.
Hold on.
What's up?
Hold on. I'm doing something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know where you go with that one.
But as the two cling to a single piece of debris to save themselves from drowning in hypothermia, I'm scared. Where is this? What did you do?
I'd go back to the Twitch.
I love AI.
Uh-oh.
In this epic action movie, the Titanic sets sail on its fateful journey across the Atlantic. As the ship faces treacherous storms and icebergs, a brave group of passengers must fight to survive against all odds. At the center of the story is Jack, a rugged but charming treasure hunter searching for a priceless artifact on board the Titanic.
Is he a treasure hunter?
Alongside him is Rose, a wealthy socialite who feels trapped in her loveless engagement.
Wow, that's pretty specific.
Right. As they navigate the dangers of the ship, Jack and Rose find themselves falling in love against all odds. But their romance is put to the test when a group of ruthless thieves also set their sights on the artifact. The ship,
And that gang of thieves is called Glaciers.
as the ship begins to sink, Jack and Rose must fight to outwit the thieves and escape the sinking ship before it's too late. With breathtaking special effects, heart-pounding action, and sweeping romance, this action movie takes you on a thrilling ride through one of history's most iconic disasters.
I would have seen, like, I know that the movie it had so many awards that it won. It would have won like 20 more awards if it would have went with that. Like, I would have loved that movie.
I love AI.
So I have to sit here and say something. There is an old cartoon that was on Newgrounds, and that kind of got brought into my head. It was two parts of the show. There was one with the villain side, and there was one with the other side of these groups. It was called Tankmen. But during one portion of it, it's like both of them are trying to attack each other.
Yeah.
It's separate sides. But they get together at the end. For one occasion. One side had disc 1 of Titanic. And it was all of the drama, but none of the action. And the other side, that disc 2, where it was all of the action, but damn it, they just wanted some of the, like, story.
I'm gonna have to go back through, watch that entire movie, like sit through it and stuff, and being like, I'm gonna have Joe's voice in my head, screaming all of the action beats to it and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit! So that's why Misery took place, because the dumb bitch got on a ship and got saved enough to where she could just break James Caan's ankles. That's why she grabbed a sledgehammer. It was a weapon she grabbed from the Titanic. Oh no, it was the guy from Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and the Phantom.
Oh,
He's
no.
the one that got
What are you
away.
doing now, Joe? as I continue the Titanic.
Hold on, this is even better. This is gonna ruin Eric's world.
Oh, God.
He's adding more to the AI algorithm.
That's fair.
In this unconventional romance.
Yes, called adultery.
Drawn like one of her friends.
Hold on.
This is what they did.
Hold on. In this unconventional romance, Wade Wilson, a.k.a. Deadpool,
Of course.
is a wisecracking mercenary with a heart of gold.
Yes.
After being diagnosed with terminal cancer, Wade agrees to participate in an experimental treatment that leaves him with accelerated healing powers and a twisted, scarred appearance. As he struggles to come to terms with his new identity, Wade meets Vanessa, a sassy and beautiful escort with her own set of powers. I told it to write Deadpool as a romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With her own set of powers. The power
to put a low-fat yogurt gift card in your mouth.
As Wade battles against time to find a cure for his cancer and take down the evil scientist who transformed him, he and Vanessa must navigate the challenges of their tumultuous
There you go.
past and find a way to be together forever.
Close. Kind of close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like, one of my, like, that whole, when he goes to Weasel and starts talking to him and stuff, and he tries to help, he was like, just star in horror movies. Because your face is what nightmares are made of.
Your face is like an avocado fucked another avocado. And not just like the fun fuck. It was a hate fuck.
Yes.
So I have to sit here and say, before another AI story pops into play.
Well, wait.
Already.
Fuck.
Hey, no, seriously. Yeah, that's all you can say. But what do they call cancer in Spanish?
I don't know.
El Cancer.
Continue,
Joe.
No, I'll give it a rest. I did Trains, Planes, and Automobiles as a romance.
In a world
And it kind of
where you
was.
wake up and you feel that there's a hand between two pillows, but those aren't pillows.
Do it.
In this unconventional romantic comedy,
Yes.
Neil Page is a high-strung marketing executive trying to get home to Chicago in time for Thanksgiving. His journey is derailed when he is forced to travel with Del Griffith, a boisterous shower curtain ring salesman.
That's what he was doing?
Yeah, shower curtain ring salesman
Wow.
with an endless supply of bad jokes. As Neil and Del face one misadventure after another on their cross-country trip, including missed flights, car breakdowns, and a series of comical, disastrous hotel stays, they are forced to confront their differences and learn to get along. Along the way, Neil meets Mandy, a kind-hearted flight attendant who helps him navigate the challenges of his journey. As Neil's frustration with Del begins to turn into affection, he must decide whether he is willing to open his heart to the possibility of love.
Aw. I have one after. I'm going to continue what we were doing.
Yeah,
But at the same time, in the background, Joe,
yeah.
make a horror movie out of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh.
And we'll read that after this.
It can't be any worse than Blood and Honey.
Okay, so, in Titanic, after escaping, and being stuck on this door, as the two cling to this piece of debris to save themselves from drowning in hypothermia in the cold ocean, I'm scared, Jack realizes that the only way for Rose to survive is if he goes in the water and allows her to float on the door. He does so and dies. Over the years, many people speculated, like Mythbusters, and they proved that they both could have probably survived on that fucking door.
Well, it depends, really. So it depends on how buoyant the door was.
They tested that. Mythbusters actually did test
Oh,
that.
did they?
Yeah, and they proved that, he should have been able to. However, James Cameron, who lately has been very, very talkative, he has been very talkative. I mean, like, for example, with the new Avatar that came out, which, surprisingly, has done very, very well.
It still fucking sucks.
I've heard, actually, it's better than the first one, which is not a...
I heard it's a movie all about water. Titanic. Anyway.
Apparently, he's really good at that.
No, possibly.
Apparently, Kate Winslet's in this one, too.
Is she on a door?
She holds her breath for 8 minutes.
Titanic Part 2. All right. I didn't think they could sequelize it, but I guess they can.
They did it.
No.
She rose out of the water and blew people everywhere. So,
She
James...
blew people everywhere?
Yeah, that's what I did hear that correctly.
That's what I heard.
Oh, God. Moving on. James Cameron hasn't
That
left it
scene
at
makes
that.
so much sense now. Her and Jack on the end of the boat with the wings between her, or the wind between her wings, or beneath her wings, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. She was just getting all that wind to blow people later. So.
The price was just getting drawn. But he hasn't left it at that, as well as making it clear that Jack had to fucking die.
Yes.
As the story was about sacrifice. In air quotes, it was Jack had to die. But knowing how James Cameron has been saying lately, that's kind of how I feel like he'd say. I mean, he, like I said recently with the Avatar stuff, he sat there and he said, "Oh, it's okay. For this 3.5-hour movie to go to the bathroom. You'll come back and watch it again."
No, I won't.
But he has said, "We have done a scientific study to put this whole thing to rest and drive a stake through its heart once and for all." He told Postmedia. James Cameron added that they have done a forensic analysis with a hypothermia expert for a piece that will be aired in February.
Ooh, okay.
We took 2 stunt people.
Well, if he was on the boat or on the door, he wouldn't have gotten hypothermia.
I know. But here's what he said. We took 2 stunt people who were the same body mass as Kate and Leo, and we put sensors all over them and inside them. And we put them in ice water, and we tested to see whether they could have survived through a variety of methods, and the answer was, there was no way they could have survived. Only one could have survived.
Not if they were both on the goddamn door.
I know.
So that being said,
Yes, let's hear this, Joe, before we move on.
in this terrifying horror movie, the lovable trains of the island of Sodor are transformed. That's the name of the island.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Are transformed into nightmarish beasts. Thomas the Tank Engine, once a friendly and reliable engine, is now a relentless killer, stalking the rails and preying on anyone who crosses his path. Alongside him are Percy, Gordon, and the rest of the Sodor engines, each more terrifying than the last. As the body count rises,
Holy shit.
a group of brave children must band together. Why children? Why? Okay.
It's Thomas the Train, dude.
Must band together to survive the night and stop the engines before it's too late. But as they confront their childhood fears and fight for their lives, they begin to suspect that there may be something more sinister at play on the island of Sodor. With stunning special effects, heart-pounding action, and a twisted plot that will keep you guessing until the very end. This horror movie is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I won't keep anybody guessing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right?
You know how that movie ends? Here's the twist of the movie. Fucking Tom Hanks pulls up Polar Express.
The plot twist, it was the conductor all along.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, moving on.
How do we move on from Thomas the Train being a massive killer?
How about the butchering of the DC verse?
Oh God, yeah.
So-
They're on the verge of breaking out, and then something continuously keeps pulling them back.
So, with James Gunn taking over the DC filming part of their industry,
Yeah.
he has started dropping a lot of the, I guess a lot of people are saying the Snyderverse characters.
Mhm.
So, he recently dropped Cavill. We talked about that.
To everybody's, just made everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah. But they are dropping a lot of other people. I think the only one that's still technically, not on the chopping block as of right now is Momoa.
Right. Yeah.
Because they are still doing Aquaman.
Yeah. The last ones that I had heard was Henry Cavill as Superman and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman are both gone.
Yep. Which is really surprising.
All right.
So another person on the chopping block, only because he was recent, so it's kind of surprising, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson getting axed as Black Adam. After all the sponsoring and stuff they had for him.
Right.
He sponsored the ever-living shit out of this character.
Right.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard
I haven't either, but he did, from friends of mine who actually loved the idea, went and saw the movie and said that it was really well done and that he actually respected the character that he was following, that he was doing. So
I heard that he actually did some research,
He
which
did.
a lot of people do not do with their characters in some of these superhero stuff.
But not to jump too far ahead, I was also, when I was reading up on it and everything, it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's fault
Really?
on when everybody realized that Cavill was not returning. They're blatantly blaming The Rock for the DCU's failure.
Really?
Why people are getting let go is because now don't quote me, I don't know if I'm right or not, but from what I had heard last, because of what The Rock had said in interviews, that's why they're being released.
Huh. I'll have to look into that a bit, too.
Right.
But from what I got with it, it was hinted at whenever he unfollowed a lot of the DC stuff and Black Adam, like the Black Adam page and everything. So a lot of people were kind of thinking, oh, is he gone from this, But he explains that after talking with James Gunn, he was told that the character of Black Adam will not be in their first chapter of storytelling. He also claims that DC will continue working with the character to explore ways to potentially bring him into future multiverse chapter. although it's unlikely Johnson will return to play the character.
Right.
Which is, again, kind of surprising considering, as of right now, minus, in terms of wrestling stars, he is one of the higher popularity actor, I guess you could say.
Right.
Alongside, him and Batista
Yes.
really launched off down to the point where I think, who was it that I listened to? They were saying recently, I think it was Rian Johnson, the recent series Knives Out.
Yes, with Batista.
Yeah, him and Glass Onion. He has exclaimed that Batista is probably one of the best wrestlers turned actors
Right.
that he has worked with.
Yeah.
So
Drax actually kind of blasted Batista into the mainstay of Hollywood. I don't know if he'll ever surpass The Rock as far as acting ability and everything like that, but he is starting to get more.
he is really
roles.
trying to push to play characters.
Right, and there's one that M. Night Shyamalan, his new movie.
Oh yes,
has
the
Batista in
knocking
it.
the.
I want to see that one bad.
I have not read.
I'm not a big M. Night Shyamalan fan.
I know that there's a book that I'm really tempted to read that's based off of.
Right.
I might actually get that book as my next read.
Okay.
So I'll let you know how that is.
Oh yeah, because I definitely want to. I want to watch.
I won't
that
spoil
movie.
anything, obviously. So
Okay.
I will say I'll let you know what the twist is. Holy shit!
Right. Yeah, I want to see that movie, and then of course, obviously, a wrestler turned actor that doesn't get brought up a lot, but has a couple of movies under his belt, John Cena.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
he is also in the DCU, but he's actually taking care of the.
That's terrifying, Joe.
The Thomas the Train horror.
Yes.
Wow.
AI generated movie.
Yeah. What's
poster.
that? Is that another one down there?
Huh?
Is there another one?
No, just that's it.
Oh God.
Oh, there's this one right here.
Oh, those were the first. This was the most terrifying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, like I was saying, John Cena is actually running the DC TV universe with the Peacemaker. But like I said, when we first started talking about this, I hate the fact that The Rock, because I think The Rock, I'm not gonna say that nobody else can play Black Adam, but from everybody that I've talked to, they really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. I mean, all power to Dwayne. I know he's been having some issues lately. He kind of got slammed by this, and I'm hearing that a lot of his Disney roles have been up for question after Jungle Cruise.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't really have to say much about that. But,
Well, see, nobody liked Jungle Cruise, but they all liked the animated Samoan kind of, what was that one?
Moana.
There you go. Everybody seemed to love Moana.
Oh, I thought he was great in Moana.
Okay, so,
He actually has a fairly good singing voice, and it scares me.
Surprising.
right.
You're welcome.
What can I say except fuck you?
But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to really say about this, other than it kind of sucks that they're getting. I think they are really kind of sweeping the Snyderverse under the rug and hoping that it just kind of stays there as a lump. It kind
They're going back into revamping again
Yeah.
and recasting, and there's certain highlights to that, but there's certain things everybody every conversation that me, you, and Joe have always had about, and others have had about superhero characters. Certain actors we put in our list of being the best. So, with Superman,
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve was always going to be one of my favorites, but Henry Cavill is actually, he plays Superman very, very well. So I'm going to miss him if he never reprises the role of Superman. He'll always be one of my favorites. Just like Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson were my favorite Jokers. Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman. Stuff like that. With The Rock only playing one movie, only one Black Adam movie to be presented, that kind of leaves it open for someone else to take the reins of that character. I really can't wait. Now here's the good thing about them trying to get rid of the Snyderverse. You're going to have to recast Joker. You have Joaquin Phoenix, but that's a different.
Well, they've even admitted that
storyline
that is not the like Joker that they're going to be going with. That's like you said, it's a more serious side story.
Well, a completely different universe. But
Yeah.
if you go with the Snyderverse, you have Jared Leto.
I
I don't know how many more times they could cast Jared Leto
No.
and have him ruin another character. So
Are you Morbin?
yeah,
Is it Morbin time?
Little bit.
Is it Morbin time?
I actually
Is this a dead meme?
I actually watched that on Netflix and was sitting there going like, wow, I would never ever see myself saying this out loud, but and I feel comfortable saying it now. But he played a better Morbius than he did a Joker. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I agree.
The
with
best
you
part
there.
of that movie was the cameo at the end where they opened up the door for, new things. But again, like we were saying, like staying on.
Am I gonna morb? I'm gonna
Right.
morb hard.
No, but the thing is, like staying on DC, like they're going to have to recast Joker again for somebody new. So they're going to let Jared Leto go as Joker if they're going to revamp the whole universe again. So maybe this time around with James Gunn, because I enjoyed the Suicide Squad, like I enjoyed that movie. Can I just have him bring in the right characters?
Can I bring up something again? And like I said, I'm excited to see what James Gunn can do with the DC universe. Because again,
Right.
he did good with the Suicide Squad sequel, reboot.
Yeah, possibly. The first one was a
thing.
love letter to Harley Quinn and Joker. The second one was what the first one should have been.
Yes. Oh yes.
I can't.
Peacemaker.
I really.
Peacemaker was so
He stole the movie.
fucking
Yes.
But
But then
actually,
again,
I think
you also had like I cannot look at a starfish ever the same way again. So
I think actually the person that stole Suicide Squad,
you're gonna sell jelly beans, aren't you?
Polka Dot Man.
Fuck it out, man.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Man, that was such a good character.
Saying you like him as a good character says you have mommy issues, so it's okay.
It was just like there's all these comedy characters, and then over here is the Fight Club character having the in-depth like mental issues. But no, off moving away a little bit again and going back to rest of the wrestler scene of things.
Right.
One thing that I've seen pop up was like we bring up Dave Bautista and how much he's trying his best to throw himself in stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He literally made a tweet where he said, "I can't make this any easier." He bought himself a full-on Gears of War armor and went into this thing and posed in a video, like full-on video, just to show off like I can fucking play this character. I mean, because he wants to play the main character in Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix.
Yep.
I could see it.
Yeah.
He's got the look. He's got the body structure of those characters, which are extreme wrestler look to him. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'd like to see how this all goes in the end, though, with DC, because I'm a big fan of. I was a big fan of the Suicide Squad.
Right.
So I'd like to see what he does with the others. If he kind of keeps the dark, but tongue-in-cheek at the same time.
Yeah. Like I said, and they have they've only kind of scraped the top of the iceberg, no pun intended. But they've actually, James Gunn has talked about it loosely, but they want to do the Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's a lot of characters. You want to talk about Infinity War and Endgame having a lot of Marvel characters. Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earth is going to surpass that by a lot. And there's Marvel shows that have flopped, but there's also DC shows. Like there's shows that I would love to see, like from the incubating stage from when they were first born. But Doom Patrol, that's a DC television show that I'd like to watch. Krypton because they actually present Lobo, and he was always one of my favorite characters.
Uh-huh.
They present him, but they said that he was presented very weak.
Huh.
So, they do that, but you also have shows like Jessica Jones from Marvel. Everybody loved Daredevil so much so they canceled it.
And now they're bringing it back.
And now they're bringing it back. Plus, they have the guy that played Matt Murdock in the new Spider-Man movie. Spoiler if you haven't seen it. Matt Murdock, the Daredevil, plays...
He's apparently in She-Hulk.
There you go. It's just, from the movies and the TV shows, like, there's a lot of things that they could do to kind of integrate both. They just don't. It's almost taboo to sit there and bring things like with the Loki series. They brought Tom Hiddleston in to play Loki from the movies. Okay, cool. Most of the time back in the day, they would have just casted another Loki and put him in the show. And it's kind of like, I like that they're trying to integrate and put things together, but they're not switching it over to the movies and everything like that as much as we would like. For instance, most of the characters, WandaVision had the same characters. Falcon Winter Soldier had the same people that played the same characters and everything like that. But you have like the thing with Ezra Miller in DC with the whole debacle that is the Flash movie that's coming out. I actually enjoy the guy that played the Flash in the TV show. There you go. Integrate it. Bring the same guy. You already know he can play. Why not just bring him into the movies? I hate to say it. I know he's on one of my favorite shows called Lucifer now on Netflix, but the same guy that played Superman in Smallville. He already knows the character.
I agree with you.
Bring him in. Make him play Superman. There was a reason that show was so successful. There was a reason that show went for, I think, 8 seasons. For 8 years. Somebody had to have liked him. Even the guy that played Lex Luthor.
I was about to say.
Bring him in. He was perfect as Lex Luthor. Even the guy in the show that played his father.
I can see them with a bigger, income for a movie, et cetera, et cetera. It was a TV show. They did good with what they had.
Right.
Give them a bigger budget.
Yeah. Right. Even with the other Netflix show, because a lot of them, like Iron Fist, Luke Cage, those got canceled, but they're also talking about the same guy from Walking Dead that plays Punisher now. The next Punisher movie they're bringing out is going to have, I always mess his name up, but like John Berthethal or whatever his name, I don't want to butcher it too bad, but the guy that plays Punisher in the TV show, they got introduced in the Daredevil series. They're going to have him play in the actual theatrical movie Punisher.
Huh.
I think he's an amazing actor. I liked him on Walking Dead as Shane.
Yeah.
I think he plays an amazing Punisher. Just, they already do all of the time on TV. Bring him into the movies.
I actually got to add to this as well. I know that Gunn has actually confirmed that the next Superman that he's going to do, I don't think he's going to make it an origin story, but he wants to do a young Superman.
Okay.
So I like that better, so that they have a Superman who is definitely younger, definitely still learning the ropes of the whole superhero thing that he's trying to do. So it doesn't feel as odd that like an older Superman fucks up.
Right.
I would rather, if there is a fuck up for the character, that it would make more sense that, he's still trying to learn the ropes. People make mistakes. Even superhuman gods.
Right.
So I'd like to see how that plays out that way.
The one thing that I've come to realize is that DC does seem to have worse problems when it comes to making a movie, and it eventually comes to light that the person that they casted didn't really seem to work out. And it usually happens in DC movies. You have Ezra Miller as the Flash. I actually enjoyed him in Justice League, but personal life, it's gonna bleed over into your acting ability and everything like that. Another character, which a lot of people don't bring up because of, what past law events he's had, or like run-ins with the law and everything. But there was a movie that everybody seems to love that's a joke. I hope you can understand sarcasm out in my voice, for Superman Returns. The villain who played in that movie as Lex Luthor was an actor named Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Wrong.
I am not going to sit there and say that the people that get given these franchises to make the movies to appease fans make the wrong choices, but eventually when it comes to light, it does come off like a bad choice and is a bad choice. So, Jared Leto. But anyways,
you saying this can be kind of deceptive?
it is very deceptive.
Ooh,
No.
nonsense. Oh, so apparently, there's a lawsuit from a 2019 film that is making things a little bit more interesting on the advertising scene of things, or like movie trailers.
2019 film. This wouldn't be the horror franchise of Thomas the Train horror movie, would it? No. Oh, my
Oh
God.
gosh, now it's just getting creepy. Joe is basically dropping these AI images, and they're getting worse and worse as they go along.
Well, his whole thing with his previews for AI, like, that's from an AI generator.
Yes.
These are movies that I want to watch now. They're not even a legit thing. You want to talk about deception?
Hi.
Yeah.
Gosh. Is there another movie that would be good as a horror movie? I got to sit there. Give us a good one. Give us a good one.
I will give you a horrible one that was on Tubi. I was actually going through the horror section, which I do quite often, to see what they...
Terrifier.
What?
Terrifier.
Not a bad movie. No, but I'm just saying, going through that section and everything like that, before JD's head explodes. But I'll go through and look at vintage horror movies and everything like that. But, that being said, there are some really, really shitty ones that I'm like, we at Podcast or Die could actually make a movie. We could actually make a movie. I see Boba Fett, you dick.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's true. I kind of want to see this.
But no, we could sit there and we can make a better movie than what they somehow have money for to make movies. Kind of like a movie I saw on Tubi. Didn't watch it, just saw the poster for it in the listing. But it was Shark of the Corn. So they're taking two movies. They're taking Sharknado and Children of the Corn. And they are meshing them together and calling it Sharks of the Corn. This is what really pains me. This is why I'm like, the world is going to end. Because they are doing that. Like, I get that horror movies, to me, are funny. I look at them as comedies. Because of just the outrageousness of them. But Sharks of the Corn... What the fuck? Like, really?
We're getting to that point now where they got a dice with certain nouns on it, and they sit there and just throw it across the room. They slam it into a wall, and then they look at it and say, "That works."
But again, that would be one of, to answer your question, that would be one of those horror movies. Not a good one, but that would be one of those horror movies where you would sit there and be like, oh, this is going to be hilarious. And you watch the Deceptive trailer and you're like, okay, no, this is horrible.
So
I've got it.
Or
I took your idea and I made it a horror movie too.
oh my fucking God, Joe. I'm sorry, Eric. I said something bad and it got worse.
Oh, yeah.
In this terrifying tale, Boba Fett is a notorious pirate captain feared throughout the galaxy for his brutal and ruthless attacks on shipping lanes. But as he and his crew sail the stars in search of treasure and glory, they soon discover that they are being hunted by a much darker force. As they face off against supernatural beings and otherworldly terrors, Boba and his crew are forced to confront their own mortality and grapple with the realization that they may never make it back home. As the body count rises and the horror closes in, Boba must use all of his cunning and combat skills to survive the night and protect his crew. But as the true nature of their enemy is revealed, Boba realizes that the greatest danger may come from within his own ranks. With a blend of swashbuckling action, bone-chilling horror, and a touch of the supernatural, this pirate horror movie will have you on the edge of your seat until the very end.
You know, the messed up part is, like, I would actually watch that and probably like it more. I would probably love it more than Pirates of the Caribbean because it sounds way better. I know what you're trying to do, piss me off because you're trying to say Boba Pirate or whatever, or Boba Fett is a pirate. But no, it's probably a better. It would probably be a better version than most, if not all, of the Pirate Caribbean movies after the fact of the first one.
I was about to say it actually sounded better than I thought it was going to end up becoming at that point.
Yeah, they should just take that movie and replace it, like replace Stranger Tides with that movie and be like, okay, this is our franchise. We're gonna rip people out of the galaxy and just fucking put them on ships.
I was just gonna replace episode 1 with it.
Yeah, probably.
That'd probably work.
But on the thing that JD's getting ready to talk about the Deceptive trailers and everything, one of the biggest things, and it doesn't even have to be with horror movie, it could be any trailer. I hate the fact that with trailers, movie trailers, some trailers that I've seen they take all of the best parts of the movie and put it in the trailer. I can't stand that. Because I've actually gotten so psyched for a movie that I went and seen it and been like, oh my god!
Because none of that is
right.
There's two things out of this. There's two things out of this. There's that, and then there's the one that basically just is like, here's the whole movie. Now you want to go watch the movie? Here's the spoilers.
All right.
Here's the plot points. I don't have to watch the movie now.
Right.
I didn't like the trailers of like for Freddy. Like there was a trailer for Freddy versus Jason, and when Lori, the main girl in the movie, pulls Freddy into the dream or into reality from her dream and stuff, there is a scene in the trailer where she goes, "Freddy versus Jason, place your bets." That was the line. Never happens in the movie. They did that trailer strictly for the trailer. That scene was never supposed to make the movie. And I remember hearing an interview on one of the documentaries about, it was called Never Sleep Again, where the girl who played Lori actually sits there and says that Quentin Tarantino, the director, came to the movie theater waiting to see that line happen in the movie. When the scene came up, he was so disappointed because the scene was strictly just for the trailer. I don't think that they do that with most movies anymore. But that, yeah, I have seen that in a couple of actual, like trailers where I was expecting to see one part happen, never happened. So.
So basically what happened here with this one, with this, public domain, or not really, well, I will say this, movie studio thing, there was a trailer for a movie called Yesterday, which was going to be a movie starring Himesh Patel as a man in a world without the Beatles. I guess it was supposed to be kind of like a indie-ish style. So the trailer for Yesterday included clips with actor Ana de Armas, famous for roles in Knives Out, The Gray Man, and Blonde. We were in this trailer. Two fans of the actor filed a lawsuit in January. I guess earlier, alleging that they had rented Yesterday after seeing her in the trailer. But she's not in the movie. They cut her.
Gotcha. Okay.
So originally, she was indeed supposed to play the love interest for Patel's character in Yesterday. She was cut from the film entirely because the audience didn't like the idea of Patel moving on from his primary love interest. Previously, Universal tried to throw out the lawsuit. The studio argued that the movie trailers are entitled to protection under the First Amendment, claiming that the trailer was an artistic, expressive work and should be considered as a non-commercial speech. Which, I feel like if you're doing a commercial, you kind of want to advertise the movie.
Right.
Not make it a expressive scene. So Universal is correct that trailers involve some creativity and editorial discretion, but this creativity does not outweigh the commercial nature of a trailer.
Right.
At its core, a trailer is an advertisement designed to sell a movie by providing consumers with a preview of the movie. It's not uncommon for movie trailers to include footage that does not actually appear in the finished film. For example, Jurassic Park is the actual teaser trailer for Jurassic Park. Everybody loved it.
Yep.
The trailer was made entirely of cut footage. I have to rewatch that just to see it. But, again, they still
yeah.
They still brought the thing out what it was. It's dinosaurs in a park.
I think it's good.
Yeah, but with this new ruling, though, the door is open for studios to be sued for putting out highly deceptive trailers.
Good.
They kind of need to do that.
Yes. I completely agree because it's bullshit that you can put a trailer out there that has none of the content that's in the movie.
Yeah, I agree with you. This could mess up a couple of things, though.
Okay.
Like, if a trailer comes out that's kind of tongue-in-cheek. That's kind of making fun of the fact that it's a trailer. It could mess with...
I don't think it could because, I mean, you can definitely tell, like, a Deadpool trailer.
Or a movie that has a twist to it.
Yeah.
Could that end up being something that's considered a deceptive trailer? When it purposely is meant to be a deceptive trailer. You get what I'm saying? Say, for example, a Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan?
What a twist.
Shyamalama Ding Dong?
Yep, Shyamalama Ding Dong.
No, so I don't think that's what they're getting at here. I think what they're mainly getting at is basically the whole, okay, I went to go see this movie because I saw this person in the trailer and I saw this scene in the trailer and this looks good and that looks good. Twists and everything else are just fine. But when nothing in the trailer, or the reason why people specifically go to see that movie because of the trailer, isn't actually in the movie.
Yeah.
Now, like, stuff like Deadpool where he's sitting behind a desk and he's like, hey guys, fuck you, we're not really doing a movie, gotcha, here's the movie date. You know that's not in the movie. I mean, so I don't see that as a deceptive, I see that as advertising the movie.
Right.
But... what?
Oh, nothing. I just pulled up for our next article.
Oh.
Yes, Joe.
Oh, God.
Can you see it?
Not
Can't
yet.
see it.
I will post this one as soon as I start talking about it,
That's fair.
so that he can start seeing it.
I don't know that I want to.
You're going to, Joe.
I don't want to.
So,
We're not trying
Joe,
to deceive you.
there are many dog lovers in the world, and most of them express their adoration for canines by owning one or more puppies. But that wasn't enough for one man in Japan.
Nope.
He calls himself Toko. And since he was a child, he always dreamed of becoming an animal.
Oh, God.
Now that he's an adult,
Oh, God.
he spent $15,000.
15,000 yen.
Actually, 2 million yen.
No shit.
To make his dream come true, and bought a hyper-realistic, human-sized collie costume.
Yeah. You didn't even know about that lassie, did you?
What the fuck?
Yes, Joe. There's your link now.
Oh. It's on iHeart.com, too? That's...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I pulled this one up. This is the closest article I could find about it. And there is a YouTube video in there you can look at. I'm sorry. That's the video you need to watch.
What the fuck?
So, as this was playing in the background, can't watch that.
It's so cute!
Toko has a YouTube channel with videos of him as a dog, but when it comes to his identity, he keeps it a secret. He explained to...
I would too!
I rarely tell my friends because I am afraid they will think I am weird.
No shit!
No, it's
As for the few he can tell, he said, my friends and family seemed very surprised to learn I became an animal. No shit. According to Toko, he most enjoys doing things that only dogs do, making him truly feel like a pet. Videos show him doing everything from walking on all fours to rolling over for belly rubs and lifting up his paws. However, he also does some things you might be surprised to witness a collie doing, like drinking soda through a straw and playing ping pong.
Or humping your leg. Overly.
Toko
humping your
chose a
leg.
collie because it's his favorite type of dog. He enlisted Japanese company Zeppet to create it for him, which typically makes extensive models for movies. He took 40 days for them to fabricate this collie. They discussed their process, saying, "We collect photographs taken from various angles so that the beautiful coat of the collie can be reproduced and devised so that the coat will flow naturally." Many commentators on Toko videos are moved by them, saying, "You inspire us to fulfill our dreams too. And I hope I become the animal I want to be as well. You're an inspiration to us." Other people are telling him, "Don't be nervous of people seeing you. You're just a guy with a hobby. A quirky hobby. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, Joe."
The fuck there isn't.
Just give him belly rubs and give him a treat.
Kick him down those stairs he's trying to climb up.
Oh. That's not how you treat an
Joe's giving us that euthanized look real quick.
Not all dogs go to heaven.
Oh, God.
But
I found the door. No shit.
doop doop doop.
God. I'll open it and go in. What the hell?
I throw these out. I have to find these. I try to one up myself every time, Joe.
I don't get it. I don't.
But the thing is, I don't have to one up myself. I just have to pull and find somebody who does something stupider than the last time, and then the last time before that.
Joe's just mad from the last guy that we knew that dressed up like a dog. He kept digging holes in his yard and taking shits in his shoes, so it's a sore subject for him.
This makes me think of the guy who married the emoticon.
Yep. I was about to.
One-upsmanship, yeah.
Yeah, again, one-upsman. He did something far worse. At least the guy with the VR or whatever thing, at least it wasn't hurting anybody, in my opinion. I feel like this one's just an odd one, too. They both kind of, they're their own thing, but at the same time, this one here just seems a bit extreme.
A bit?
A bit.
A bit extreme? Oh my god. I don't want to live in this world anymore. People are so fucking dumb.
Happy New Year, Joe.
No. No. So, I'm done with this fucking topic. No.
No,
Fuck that.
we're done?
Fuck that topic. We're done.
We're done?
Yep. No
We-
more of that. So, I want to ask you all something.
Okay.
Okay. Over the past year, we've had a lot of different people on the show, right?
Yes.
Whether that be Matt or Eric's dad, Corey, Kirkpatrick, different people, different personalities. Who's the best in your opinion that we've had on the show?
Personally,
Yeah,
Armando.
I think so too.
See, you gotta put me on the spot. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, if I had to name somebody else, I'm gonna get,
The hot seat.
yeah, I'm gonna be put up for adoption. So, I will definitely say yes. He's probably been my favorite. Biggest surprise, definitely,
Yeah.
because I didn't see it coming.
We did that one good.
Yeah.
Yes.
But everybody,
Oh shit!
everybody that we've had on and everything like that brought something different to the table.
Oh,
So
yeah,
It was
definitely.
definitely good times.
Yeah, I think your dad was by far the best. The longest running was Matt.
Yep.
Right.
Dave was good on the show.
I mean, Corey only came in for one episode too.
Right.
So-
But that one episode was pretty fucking hilarious.
Yes.
The zingers in that one were pretty good.
Right.
I will also give Dave does pull off the deadpan really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
You know, like how blunt about island survival.
Oh, fuck that. I'd take blah, 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 blah.
Like, you can definitely tell he tosses and turns in his bed every night thinking of what else he could take. I forgot this. This too. This too. And technically, this.
You can only take 3 things, Dave.
Right.
Oh gosh.
I don't know if you want to do that second AI written discussion topic or not.
Which one is that?
As the year comes to a close, it is a good time to look back at the entertainment highlights of the past 12 months. What were your favorite movies, TV shows, or music releases of the year? Did any particular performances or projects stand out to you? What are you most looking forward to in the entertainment world in the coming year?
Whew.
Right.
I'll answer these questions. We'll zing through these. Do some zingers.
Yeah.
Because we are really over.
Yeah, we are.
Like 2 hours already.
Hey, it reminds me of like when we first started this.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm good with this, but like I said, I would like to throw some quick zingers on this one. Let's go back to this. What were your favorite TV shows, movies, music releases of the year?
And you don't have to do music, but
I'm not a huge music person.
Yeah.
I like music.
I like older music.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to say I did like one of the more recent Gorilla CDs that came out.
I wasn't a fan.
Not a big fan.
No.
I have some good. There's some good songs.
I
in there.
like the Gorillaz, but I'm not a fan of
They
their
are
more recent
changed.
stuff.
They have changed their style. A lot.
Yeah.
The more recent one is a little bit closer to their older stuff,
Right.
at least. TV shows. Oh gosh, I'll have to say recently I did really like Wednesday.
Yes.
Have you watched it yet?
Wednesday is fantastic.
You thought so too.
Yes.
Yes.
Eric, have you watched all of it yet?
Not all of it, but yeah, I'm a fan as well.
I'm very excited for season 2.
Yes. I can't. I mean, Tim Burton
Pulled it
directed
off.
and he did fantastic.
You see what I meant
So
though?
in the previews, I was actually pretty shocked because I thought it was going to be like Detective Pikachu type of deal, only Detective Wednesday. You know,
It got dark as
But
fuck.
it was good. I liked it.
Well, it got that Tim Burton. It felt like a continuation of the actual like Tim Burton movies.
The only thing is, I feel like they were going too much for an Elvira feel for
They did.
for Morticia.
Yeah.
I don't think those two characters are the same person.
They tried to go with the older look, like an older,
yeah.
mature. Yeah, I did personally.
and they didn't. They weren't pale enough.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I did like how they did the adults, like Gomez.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
a lot of people were saying that him being like the short, pudgier character in this, like Gomez. I'm thinking I'm saying that right, Gomez.
Gomez,
Yeah.
yeah.
They based him off more of the original like comic.
Well, Gomez is fine. I
Yeah.
had no problem with Gomez at all. I'm saying like Morticia was.
Oh no, that was a controversial.
Yeah,
that was a controversial.
Morticia, and then I didn't have a problem with the actress that played Wednesday, but I do think the makeup artist should have made her a lot paler.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's understandable.
I mean, just going off of what I grew up with.
Yeah. I mean, they made the jokes that she was pretty pale and
They
everything.
did, but then in certain lights, she almost looked tanned,
Yeah.
like she had spent a week
I agree
out
with
on
you
the
there.
beach.
I do agree with you there. It was
So.
you can kind of see the TV budget.
Well, two of the
Right.
highlights from me watching the show, like because I grew up on it as well.
Right.
Two of the highlights. I won't talk. There wasn't a lot of negativity there after the show, but I love the fact that they casted Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
I think he's an amazing actor
He is. Yeah.
already, and then he actually knocks Uncle Fester out of the park.
Yep.
The second thing would be the actor. Well, not even really, because you don't ever see the actor; you just see his hand.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool.
He was so
that was
expressive as a fucking hand.
Yes, but you have to be. That's what it's supposed to be.
Down to the point where he did sign language.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, good on them.
Right. Now, whether it was accurate or not, I don't know.
It's
Right.
kind of hard for one hand to do sign language.
What's the sound of one hand clapping?
But the third and final one would definitely be bringing, even though the actress that played the original Wednesday from the TV show is far too old, I do enjoy the fact that they brought Christina Ricci back into the show and gave her a different part
Yeah.
from the movie. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, gosh. I will say, again, a lot of people didn't think that Murder Mystery and Addams Family would mix.
Right.
But it did.
I completely thought Detective Wednesday was a thing.
But no, they did a good job. She really wasn't the detective. She just was just like, I really want to just deal with this shit.
Right.
Through most of the show.
One of the things that I will say might become its downfall, or one of the things that people will start to not like, is the dance. Because that's everywhere. Everywhere you turn, you see that.
And that's a weird one. I don't understand how that became the thing. Even
They
though,
wanted to do a Carrie scene.
well, the dance actually was from the old black and white show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you look it up, when she is a kid, when it shows her as the younger kid, she does that dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally the same dance, just a little bit more pizzazz to it in the more recent one.
Okay.
Right.
So, she got her dance a little bit better. But not much.
I was going to say, like, earlier before we went on in the air, I told you that I saw, like, this, I guess I will say, favorite movies or whatever. I actually did get to check out, like I told you before, I got to check out the new Scream movie.
Yeah.
Like, Scream essentially it's part 5, but they just call it Scream or whatever. But the girl that plays Wednesday Addams is actually in Scream. She's one of the potential victims. So it's kind of like, okay, because I kept watching the movie. I'm like, why does she look so familiar?
I actually will say this too. I don't know where her age was at this point, but she was in an interview with, I think it was Jimmy Fallon. It was either Fallon or Kimmel. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a short, like a little scene from this interview. But she said that McDonald's hired her for 3 commercials. I don't know if it was when she was younger. And they didn't realize they had her in 3 commercials.
I didn't see the interview, but I remember hearing about the interview.
So she was in apparently 3 McDonald's commercials.
Oh.
Separate ones, different like setups, and they didn't know that they brought her back to do these characters.
Wow.
So she said, I was like, I guess I was the girl face of McDonald's commercials. It's weird. I have to add then this as well. Movies.
Yeah.
I think the 2 movies I had the most fun with this year were Marvel.
Okay.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
With you and Martin, Eric. And I did like watching Thor. Thor was fun.
Okay.
It was definitely a high budget, mindless movie to watch.
Right.
I liked Multiverse just because it was just out of nowhere. Hey, by the way, this Marvel movie is a horror movie.
All right.
Out of nowhere.
Thank you, Sam Raimi. Favorite movies of this year? Yeah, I agree with you as far as multiverse. The Spider-Man, the trifecta of Spider-Man.
Yes,
because there was 3 in it. I thought that was really good. Of course, I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast or not, but I was able to actually go and grab the movie poster after the movie scared the hell out of me. Makes you, well, it doesn't scare me, but it did make me think of things to where I constantly look over my shoulder now. But was able to go back to the movie theater and actually collect the actual poster from the movie theater, which I was told you can't do anymore. They're not allowed to give you said posters or whatever. They have to send it back to the company.
I can kind of see
They messed
that.
up and actually gave it to me, so now it hangs over my head in my bed. Thank you, Joe, for that idea.
You're welcome.
But Terrifier 2, with good old Art the Clown. So even though I have a really bad fear of clowns, he sits above my head every night. So that one was definitely one.
Speaking of advertising,
Yeah.
I have to pull this up just because it's a trip down my memory lane. In my closet in my bedroom, And every time I clean it, I get surprised by it. I have a Resident Evil 4 stand-up
Nice.
from GameStop. So every time I'm sitting there and doing my work and everything, it's in the corner, and I, pull it back, and I have an El Gigante staring at me. I'm like, ah! Because it's you've seen the original billboard poster that they did for, like, advertising Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Where it's Leon with the gun and, I'm forgetting the president's daughter right next to him. And then behind them is the El Gigante, the big giant guy overlooking them. It's that, but it's just the standout of the characters. So I just have a big El Gigante hidden in my closet.
Well, there you go.
I don't know how I got that, but I got it.
It just randomly showed up in your house one day.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it was a gift from a buddy of mine I think it was a buddy of mine who worked at GameStop. Just, like, brought it in one day whenever we were doing Halo stuff. He was just like, hey, bud, I got this for you. Oh, cool. I don't know where to fucking put that.
Yeah, right.
So it's there.
Well, I was going to sum it up real quick. My favorite movies, of course, I was going to give the top 3. Of course, we had already said that. Those 3 were definitely, I think, possibly the only 3 movies that I actually paid theater to actually go and sit in the theater once everything calmed back down. Because if you remember correctly, at the beginning of the year, there was still a lot of
fear on that end.
Right. So after that is when I was able to check out the movies in the theaters.
It was nice because it made
as
it was kind of quiet in the theaters at least.
True. But as far as like everything going to streaming services now, they don't really stay in the theater all that long or whatever. As far as streaming services are concerned, like Thor: Love and Thunder came to Disney, so I was able to check that out after watching it in the theater. I checked it out on streaming.
Did it feel better for you to watch a second time?
Not really, just because I don't think they really gave a lot of respect to Gore the God Butcher.
True, I kind of understand that too.
Jurassic World Dominion, I was actually able to check out on Peacock.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was definitely less about the dinosaurs and more about gigantic grasshoppers.
Well, that and Jeff Goldblum.
You can't go wrong with Jeff Goldblum.
You can't really not. It's Jeff Goldblum. And third, probably as far as streaming, Halloween Ends. As much issue as I had with that, the way they kind of closed that chapter, that was one thing. As far as TV, I didn't really check out a lot of TV shows. Of course, I'm gonna go and break off. I was able to see the newest season of Cobra Kai.
Yep.
So I actually got to check that out. I am still one of those people that watch Walking Dead, so I do need to see the ending of that series. Of course, we talked about Wednesday and The Boys season 3, so I was able to actually check that out. That would probably be the only TV. Music, I listened to really old 90s alternative, 2000s new metal in general as far as music releases. I was turned on to a band earlier this year called Our Last Night, which I thought was really awesome. Still listen to that. And let's see.
Any big entertainment news that kind of popped out for you this year?
Jason David Frank, losing him was the biggest entertainment news as far as a downfall that I really, meeting him was awesome. He was a constant professional, just awesome guy. The Deadpool 3 trailer definitely was probably the highlight
the
of
surprise.
of seeing Hugh Jackman. That was cool, knowing that he's going to be in it.
That's one you're looking forward to.
That is one that I'm looking forward to.
A trailer, at least, next year.
Right.
I'll have to add my 2 things.
Yeah.
My 2 things. Entertainment news-wise, I have 2 things there. One, anything that's coming up with Musk lately has been fucking hilarious. And I'm excited next year I really want to see how The Last of Us plays out when it comes out next month.
Right.
It was one of my favorite games, the first one. Like, the game itself, if I ever did like a Let's Play stream or anything like that, that would probably be the game I'd Let's Play and try to make it as theatrical as possible for people. And they're really tempting me because they did the remake for the PS5.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because Last of Us I've already beaten. I've never put in and tried Last of Us Part 2. So that would be the Let's Play portion.
The Last of Us Part 2. Great. I had... After looking at some stuff about it, I like it a little bit better.
Okay.
I see where they went with it. It's not as good as the first one. I will say that in terms of the hit.
Right.
But they got their point across. They did do a swing and a hit.
Okay.
And
I
that
don't know if it was a home run or just a ground out. Yeah.
It was a hole in one.
Okay.
It was a hole in one with they hit it on the mark. I'm really doing some bad puns about his plot twist in it.
Sports.
I'm doing some really bad plot points. Play it and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to go far for that one. It's a drive. But no, I'm really hoping that they do good with it. And they picked a great actor to play Joel, in my opinion. So I don't know. I'm happy to see what they're doing there. I'd like to see like how the new Mandalorian comes out.
Okay.
Anything from Disney Plus is like Marvel's side. Sounds like it's going to be an interesting year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to see what happens with Marvel because they've actually done a good job of hyping up the new
or movies, I should say, is let's see, Turning Red.
Okay.
What'd you think of that?
It wasn't bad. People made a lot larger of a issue about it than what it was. So Turning Red. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, Lightyear.
Okay.
You've been on the Disney.
He's been on a big Disney kick.
Let's see. Well, I've got an 8-year-old.
I was about to sit there and say that's what happens when you have a kid.
Right. So Turning Red, Lightyear. What's the other one? A Christmas Story, Christmas.
Still need to watch that.
Which it wasn't the original, of course, right?
Oh yeah, you can't beat the original.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent. And then the last movie I watched this year was Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas.
How was that?
I mean, for what it was better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
That's not hard, Joe.
No, I didn't say it was, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I actually did enjoy it, so it wasn't horrible.
There is a thing on Disney Plus when you go through the Star Wars portion, and they actually hit it in one of the actual lines, but you can actually find the original Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes, I know. It actually popped up on my homepage.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
No. But
all right, so you mentioned movies. What about TV shows? Because I know you've been a fan of one that's on Hulu, actually.
Yeah, it is Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
I love that. It was fantastic. Got to see that. I still watch a lot of How I Met Your Mother.
you can't really beat that. It's a good
Seinfeld.
I hate to say this. I love How I Met Your
Friends.
Mother. I love the sitcoms, but now I get kind of annoyed at the laugh track.
Do you?
Yeah, apparently laugh tracks just annoy me now.
I think Joe's really wanting to do the slap event with you now instead of me.
Yes.
Because of the laugh track. He wants to start okay, so since I've only seen a couple of episodes of How I Met Your Mother, and I know I'm going to get crucified for that, but Barney was played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
What is Jason Segel's character's name?
His name is Marshall Erickson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so who would be Marshall and who's going to be Barney?
Marshall.
Okay.
Barney.
No, I'm saying between the slap events. If you all were to have a slap contest like they had in the show, which one would play Barney and which one would play Marshall?
I don't want to be Ted. Ted doesn't want to be Ted.
Well, isn't it between what the scene you showed me was? It was between Marshall and Barney.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to
Marshall
be
and
Barney.
Barney. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with Barney.
And how does it go again on the show? Like you can get 5 slaps right then and there, or is it?
It's
5 over a year?
I would not make Barney's mistake.
It was 10 slaps right now, or 5 that can be done at any point in time between now and eternity.
I would not make the same mistake as Barney.
Pick the 5 over
You would
eternity.
you would take 10 right in a row?
It would be better than. I mean, think about it. It would be better than out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's where the humor comes in.
Do you take this man?
Yep.
Gotcha, you motherfucker.
Yep.
Okay, so you still like with TV, like you like The Handmaid's Tale and kept up to date with that, but you also like going back and hitting the
I love
the oldies up.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Any music releases?
No, I listen to older shit. So
Understandable.
or acapella groups.
You mean like Carmen Sandiego?
No.
Do up, do.
He knows what I'm talking about. All right, so what about projects? Or anything you're looking forward to?
Deadpool 3.
There you go.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that. That's really the only thing that.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Out of every Mystery Joe article that we've had,
Oh God.
what was the favorite?
Bam.
Because we had the Florida guy,
Yeah.
the Florida woman.
Yeah. Those weren't really mystery articles. Those were just reading off of Reddit.
I kind of just started dumping Florida Man.
Yeah. What were all the mystery ones? There was.
Ooh.
My favorite one was probably dildos all over the interstate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to know
Dicks,
how
dicks,
Joe
dicks.
yeah.
Because that was just
Has a
hilarious.
treasure trove of
I kind of 1, 2, 3 you that day.
I mean, you think about it, and okay, there's an accident. Now there's helicopters. It's on national live TV. Dicks everywhere.
I just
Dicks
love
and lube.
I just love in that video that they're trying to zoom in on the interstate and they're like, nope.
And you got the sheriff's the sheriff's office sitting there. What is this?
With the truck driver.
Yeah, and standing in lube, and
They're literally sitting there at the side of the road with their arms on their, just arms crossed around their side, or like, just going, yep, that's a bunch of dicks.
That's just a floppy injunction altogether.
That's a hard hit and run.
Yeah, that's a traffic stoppage, definitely. Even though it was an open freeway before, now it's just blocked. All right, that was a sick.
By
pun.
somebody.
I apologize.
You're saying that it was just. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, okay, so for me, as many issues as I've had medically this year and stuff like that, like one of my favorite things that I've done this year, definitely this podcast. So I want to thank you all, Joe, JD, for the people that have joined us that are not here right now with us. Thank you as well.
so what's your favorite part about the Republic of the Geek so far, besides the podcast? Like, I mean, we've done the podcast, of course. We've also, you all have gone to conventions.
Which I would like to do many more.
We've done the Problem Consistent, which we need to pick up again.
Right.
We're working on that.
Yeah. We've got the new, should I even say it? The new.
I'd save that.
Oh, we've got a new project coming up, guys.
Let's announce that
Yeah.
next year.
Okay.
That'd be a great announcement for next year, though.
Okay. I'll hold off on posting that one then.
Until
But
next week.
How much farther are you in it?
Huh?
How close are you?
I'm fairly close. I mean, it's gotta be shorts. It's not.
Okay. I go ahead and announce it then, because it is shorts. And
Yeah, I mean, they're only gonna be like 3-4 minute episodes, or not even minute, like 30 seconds to 45-second episodes. I mean, they're shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's so I've created like our intro, right? I've created the little 8-bit block characters or whatever, Minecraft looking characters.
Yeah.
And
Which is a lot harder than it looks.
yes, it is, but that's okay. Of the three of us, and I am going to be making little animated shorts of those three characters for a series called Adventures in Pod. Pod standing for Podcast or Die, of course.
Yes. I can't wait to see how these all get set
Right.
up.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of
Yeah.
your sets, in parentheses.
Oh, yeah.
And I do like the set that you've shown us.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
I did the Christmas episode, which is technically our official first episode, was the Happy Holidays one.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And it was a good one.
Christmas?
Christmas.
Christmas! I think that's one of the only ones that we've done where I don't fall over.
So on that note, New Year?
New Year.
New Year.
What?
New Year?
New Year?
New Year?
New Year.
New Year!
Woo! And on that note,
Hey, Eric, you survived another year.
Barely.
Well, I mean, you've got a full day to go.
Right.
oh, as always, like, comment, and follow our Facebook and Instagram, Republic of the Geek. If you like this podcast, support us through our Anchor page, anchor.fm/podcastordie, as well as through our Twitch channel, which you're listening to right now probably, or our Facebook, or our YouTube. Every little bit helps.
It does.
It does. And guys, if you would like to support us and get something back for it, you could buy something off of our Teespring store. republicofthegeek.creator/spring.com.
We're adding stuff constantly.
Yep. We've picked that back up too.
I really like the shirt that you made.
Yes.